Well, good afternoon, people. Can anybody let me know if you can see or hear me? Mute that. Uh, yes, thank you. Right, so just I thought I'd jump on early. Hillbox, good afternoon. Man, that is one hell of a picture you got on your profile, I tell you. Murph, good afternoon, mate. Gorm, good afternoon, mate. Obviously, good afternoon to the missus there, Lost Souls as well. Danny, Tiffany. What I was going to do something here and I've forgotten what it was. Oh, yeah, I had a message. Sorry, guys. One of them days. Oh, okay. That was a message from YouTube to say I'm live, apparently. Sonic, good afternoon, mate. Right, let's. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Let's see if we can take that. No, not bucking emoji. Pin message. Boom. Okay, that should be the link in. Good afternoon, Minnie. I've got one or two dropping in now. Yeah, again, it's my usual Friday. I'm not going to be on horrendously late, although Heather is at home with me now today. So, and if I go black all of a sudden, bear with me. I will be switching over to the other camera. I've jury rigged it so the cameras are together. So when this one bucks up, as it usually does, I can switch instantly to the other one. Fingers crossed I don't have as many technical problems as Pap had the other day. I might whistle a bit. I haven't got my teeth glued in. Stuart, good afternoon, mate. Welcome aboard. There's lots of stuff going on out there today. I'll just turn myself off a minute. Oh yeah, there's me. Me doodah. I really don't think you people would enjoy watching me glue my teeth in. It doesn't make any difference. I still talk a lot of shit, so. Afternoon, Murph. Hang on a minute, mate, and I'll pop you up. Right, and we're back. Afternoon, buddy.
Afternoon, boys and girls. How are you all?
Didn't need to give you a check. I could tell who that was in the background there.
Look, Irish Village on the glass, you should see, you know.
All I got is half a can of that, and then I'm on the coke.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. Well, because I'm in the Middle East, I'm in Dubai, we finish off at 12 o'clock on a Friday. And then we don't go back to work until Monday.
Well, I don't even start.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know what I mean? It's a case, plus it's Ramadan, so we start at 7 and finish at 2 every day.
Nice.
And I earn my salary tax-free.
Sorry, Murph, just saying afternoon to a few there. Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon, Steve, Rob. I've said hello to DJ, haven't I? Sorry, Murph. Yeah, we're getting a few more now. I mean, the subs ain't changing. There's, as you probably gathered, there's a bit of shit going on in the background, but
I saw that. Yeah. I saw it with Trevor Coulton, and with the Angry Bootneck. I mean, he's had to go on the Rumble for a week because there was the night of the long knives last week. Anyone with an opinion got cut.
Yeah. We had when was it? Wednesday. All of YouTube went down. All the live streams.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I saw.
No videos or nothing, just the bloody live streams.
Yeah. No, there's definitely something afoot here. There's definitely something going on, and it's funny enough. It's all anyone who has got the wrong narrative.
Yeah. What it seems those that they've already latched on to just getting more harassment from them.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
The video I did on was it Wednesday? It went up to nearly 100 views, and then all of a sudden it dropped down to about 48.
Yeah,
now,
it's crazy.
If you take into account toxic views, then I shouldn't even have lost nowhere near that,
No, it is. I've noticed it. I've done a load of videos. I just haven't uploaded them yet for specific reasons. That Ramadan here, if I do anything contentious, not anything against the UAE, I haven't got any problem with the UAE, but mine are hard hitting. You know what my viewpoint is, and it's a case that I went through and had a look at my analytics the other day, and anything that I talk about political, I got hardly any hits on. But when I talked about when the Alex Belfield thing came out, and I said, look, and I put up a self-help video that if you are missing Alex Belfield, start looking at Trevor Coulton, start looking at Angry Bootneck, start looking here, start looking there. And I that's all I did on the I didn't comment on Alex Belfield at all. I just said this is the Alex Belfield really got 3,000 views,
Yeah, just for mentioning the name.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
an experiment.
There was a lot of people out there that did that deliberately to get views as well.
Oh, look! I make no bones about it. I was sitting here one day and I went, I wonder if I put Alex Belfield in the title, how many hits I'll get.
Yeah. It was pointed out at the time ages ago that there were certain channels constantly doing videos about him. And
they're still doing it now. They're still doing it now. Yeah, no, I just did that one.
There's still clowns that are donating to him while he's still in bloody prison.
I know that. No, that's disgraceful. But I mean, I'm more worried about the clowns that are donating rather than Alex Belfield, to be truthful with you.
Yeah. I mean, I saw through him. I got to admit, when he first started, yes, I thought I'm going to watch this geezer, see what he comes up with. And as soon as he started begging for the money, I thought, hang on a minute, this is another Brian Rose.
Well, I mean, my viewpoint, when I first saw him, I came across him during COVID and everything else like that. But my time differences are completely different. So I never saw any of his lives or where he did lives of that. But what I did see of him, he was taking a lot of 50s and 60s, a lot of Bob Monkhouse, he was robbing acts like it was going out of fashion. He was taking stuff from the old school acts and plagiarizing it for himself. So I was thinking, where is the true person here? Because I couldn't see one, No,
and he swapped and changed so much.
Well, I mean,
the biggest mistake he made with a lot of people that I know of, and in Dan's community as well, was that day when he took the piss out of mental health.
Yeah, well, it's just not just mental health, but I mean, he was taking money from people and then vlogging from America.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Michael. So there's a few dropping in now because, again, I don't often get alerts sent out for my videos and lives for some reason.
Yeah, I got your alert today. I was looking for it, and then suddenly I got this notification starting in 30 minutes.
Yeah, some do, some don't. It's, I mean, in particular, loving Graham Nutt, who's always a big follower of the channel. At points, YouTube don't even let him comment. And I've got another subscriber that has that issue. They're for some reason, and it wasn't just my channel. At one point, he couldn't go into anybody's channel and put a comment.
Oh, right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah, Minnie. Some do, some don't. Notifications for the lives do tend to go out more than the videos, because I've noticed they're taking 2-3 times as long to check the video before it's posted, for obvious reasons, although it always comes back no issues found. As most of you know, I have changed the style I do my videos to stay within the guidelines.
I know, but there's guidelines and there's censorship, and this is censorship.
Yeah, and this is why at the end of each session or each day or a couple of times a day, I will know there's more comments on a video than what are showing.
Yeah.
Rather than just, oh, they've been deleted. I know there's nothing wrong with those comments because I know the people they're from.
Yeah.
And what they do is they hide them. You'll have to go into your dashboard. You'll find some in there.
The hidden comments. Yeah, the hidden comments. Yeah, I know.
You'll go to the management of the videos, and you've actually got to press I haven't responded to or held for a review to actually find these bloody comments. And there's nothing wrong with them at the time. I
know, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But it's because it's not been done by a human. It's been done by AI.
Yeah. Afternoon, John.
They got trigger words and things like that in there. You know. So.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse now because we've got this online safety bill that's seriously going through now. Rippy, good afternoon, brother.
Yeah, but this is where the likes of Rumble will come up and come on top then, you know, because they you know, even with the online safety bill, you know, we've got a law that actually says we've got freedom of speech.
Yeah,
we don't have, but we have a law to say you've got freedom of speech.
We should have it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's what an Indian Prime Minister, a Pakistani First Minister of Scotland, you know, a Muslim Mayor of London, and they say that we can't have free speech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me explain.
Yeah. Oh, I did a video on that the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, I didn't serve in the British Army for those buggers to come along and tell me that I can't talk, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, freedom of speech. Some people take it the wrong way and they feel offended that you've got free speech because you can oppose what they say. And these are the clowns that kick up about it.
I thought we were in a democracy.
Well, we're supposed to have been, but I ain't seen any evidence of it for quite a few years now.
No, it's totalitarian.
One of them three was elected. I'm pretty almost sure now that election was rigged.
Well, the Sadiq was a rigged vote. You've got the SNP just wanted to do the woke thing and put race and colour into the forefront there. Yeah. And the very first picture he puts out is him praying. Yeah. His first official picture was him praying with 5 other men in the room.
Well, I put one up on Facebook earlier, you know, is this a hate crime? And it was the little white dog that pissed up his leg when they were all stood on the steps. I actually put that on Facebook about an hour ago.
Oh, on that dog.
I just saw it and I thought, I've got to do something with that. And it was something like, I can't remember what the comment was on the original picture, but originally I put the police are hunting a white critter accused of a hate crime. So Facebook wouldn't let me put it up.
No.
Reword it.
Yeah. And this is the thing, you know. I mean, this is the thing I'm noticing more and more. I mean, it wasn't just that they're doing censorship, but they're actually physically attacking channels and deleting them and doing this and doing that. And it's a point now that I've had to put up a Rumble channel. I've got a Rumble channel now, and you know, and again, I'm just wondering how long Rumble will last before the big boys come after Rumble and put them down.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, Adrian. Yeah, I mean, I do YouTube, obviously. I go on Discord, but only on one server. I don't go on anybody else's server. I go on Dan's server. That's it. So I don't get involved in anything on there. And I've got my BitChute channel, where literally it's sat there for 2 years now, and it's only had a handful of videos on it because it's where I used to post the ones that YouTube took down.
Right,
I was allowed to put them on BitChute. And plus, if I go down on here, there's somewhere else to go, although I've got the other backup channel on here. In their terms and conditions now, if they block or ban your main channel, they block the others as well.
Yeah. So well, this is it. Yeah.
Afternoon, Matt. And the other Matt, yes, I do know about the name change.
Yeah. But you see, it's linked to your email address. Yeah, it's linked to your email address, so you have to change your email address and then set up a new account, a new YouTube account every time, and then start all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you lose all the work you've ever done.
Yeah. So
I once a week now, I download all my YouTube videos that I've uploaded onto my portable hard drive. You know, I don't leave much on the computer.
I record direct to the SD. I record direct to the SSD, and then I will take from the SSD and upload. Yeah. And then
I've got SD cards all around the bloody place as well.
What's my ones? What do I use? I bought another one the other day. Where is it? Oh, there. I hate this because that's my bloody case every time I buy one. They say this is rock solid. This will do everything you want. Yeah. So, what's that one? That is a 1 terabyte. The SanDisk.
That one there is what's the big one? Terabytes. I think that's 5.
5, yeah.
And that one is what's got it written on it actually? I think that one's 12.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I insist on, because I've had so many drives fail on me in the past, I will only buy SSDs now, solid state drives.
Yeah.
Because you know I had a load of stuff saved over the years and all gone because the drives.
And I have got a 54 gig one as well.
Yeah. So it's sort of like back up, and then if YouTube cut me, then it's a case of no problem, and I've got everything. Then I can upload the complete library into Rumble. You know.
Yeah. Well, on that one, on the blue one, I think it is. Most of it goes on the other one now. But what I've done is I put everything, all my videos go in chronological order.
Yeah.
I've always listed them that way. It's just easier for me to remember because I used to forget to put titles and shit on them. That's sat in there, and it's like a video diary.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I do it. I do it by month. I do it by month, then by date, and then I put the title of each one in there. You know.
Yeah, but you know, I started with using my phone, and then sticking it on the laptop. And I didn't have any editing suite or editing skills then. So what I recorded was what was posted. Yeah. And I used to have a little tiny lavalier microphone clipped to the table on the end of an aerial off an old radio.
Yeah.
And that's how I started.
But it worked. You know, and that's the key thing. I mean, I've got all the high-tech kit and everything else like that, and 9 times out of 10, I've got this little Sony V10, and I'll take that out with me, and I've got the wireless mic, and boom, off I'll go, and I'll do the video. And all the expensive kit is still sitting at home.
Yeah, I've got all the wireless mics and that, and plus I've got the cameras for filming.
Yeah. And funnily enough, I'm speaking to a lot of guys now who've got the big, expensive FX3s, the big cameras and everything else like that, and they're not taking them out. They're afraid to take them out. Yeah, because they know they'll get robbed.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my old Fuji film there. I can do 10-minute videos on that if I wanted. and it's got a built-in microphone, yeah, and light. Because that's the other thing I've got. Don't know whether you can see it there. This is how I normally set up. Is my big tripod there with my whiteboard.
Gotcha. Yeah.
This camera goes on the top, and then I've got one light behind it. There's another one there, which are projector lights. Then brilliant. There was a couple that Pap sent me that he hadn't used for a while and didn't want.
So it gives you your hair. It gives you your hair light and everything. Yeah.
But because literally there is the wall, so I've got no space behind me. Yeah. So I've got a ring light up on a flexible stand. I've got another one over there on a tripod.
You know,
my microphone stand is 10 poles.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the at the end of the day, we're not there to turn around and we're not doing studio tours. We're there to give you content and give you content that's interesting. You know,
yeah. I do everything as cheap as possible.
It's like a lesson 101 on how to give Donald Trump the next presidency. Cite him with 30 counts of thing, and this is the woke left. Bang, bang, bang. We're going to hit you with 30 counts, and he's just gone. Yeah, right. Okay, let's see about this, and he'll tie them up for the next 10 years on this. And in the meantime, he'll go off and become president of the United States. Because what they've managed to do is galvanize the Republicans now in America. We're putting Trump back in.
Yeah, we'll tell you when he's coming in. You won't tell us.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, his popularity has just gone through the bloody roof. You know.
But no, I mean, you've probably seen in the news from over here. It's changing. They're saying other parties are catching up now in the running and what have you, but I haven't seen any real evidence of it, to be honest.
Well, to be true with you, I watched who's that Labour, who's a Conservative MP the other day who gave a lecture, a speech on the amount of deaths from the jab.
Oh, Michael, yeah,
and. Labour cleared the floor.
Yeah.
And there were two women sitting on the benches, and this Conservative walked across the floor and told them to go.
Yeah.
So he only had the minimum required in any speech
Andrew Briggan. Thank you, Steve. Andrew Briggan, the MP.
That's it. Yeah. You know. And then YouTube banned his video.
Mm.
Right, YouTube banned the video of it.
Mm.
Yeah. So you know, because I've got him on my thing. They banned his video, so he couldn't even do the video.
Yeah.
Only way I got to see the video was through Dr. John. So Dr. John had it and had captured it and done this, and then said, you know, this is not the way parliamentary works, and it isn't. It's terrible. So
there was even people that were just reporting on it and putting clips up were getting videos taken down of it.
Yeah. Now, this man has got parliamentary privilege. Mm. He is standing in the Houses of Parliament. He's an MP. He's meant to serve the people. And YouTube decide to censor him?
Yep. Anything that they have to say in there is supposed to be public domain.
It's public domain and cannot be hidden.
Nope.
So it took about 4 hours for him to actually get his video back up again.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. It's just pure harassment. Afternoon, Rob. Sorry, mate. Just noticed you going up there.
But they don't even give a damn who they're doing it to. You know, I mean, this guy is only he's got parliamentary privilege. He can say whatever he wants in Parliament without any legal recourse or anything else like that. And that's what the parliamentary privilege is. And then YouTube decides to ban it.
Yeah, it's pure harassment. It's you know, that they're following a certain narrative that they've been told by a certain person, and God, anybody that goes above that.
Well, I mean,
comes up.
I know Russian YouTubers who've got more freedom than we have.
Afternoon, buddy.
Hello, how are you, sir, gentlemen and chat?
Not too bad.
How you doing, my man?
Good. Thanks, man.
You're getting around a bit now on the lives, aren't you?
Yeah,
getting used to it.
Yeah, I really enjoy them, actually. Yeah, what you were saying
Brilliant,
about
mate.
Andrew
Brilliant.
Bushman was just ridiculous.
Oh,
Like you were saying, when the person crossed the floor, we went over from the right wing to the left wing and sort of said, "Lads, come on, we're off to the pub,"
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. That's what Murph was just saying. I mean, I have it on sometimes because I think it's one of the funniest programs on telly. You know, the absolute bullshit that they talk in there and the way they say it. I mean, how can it be a debate when you've already been given the questions and got a pre-prepared answer? That's all that is a show for the public, what they do there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah. I mean, a decent, proper debate, you do not stand up and start slagging off the person you're debating with. You know, and it just descends into chaos. And I've always said, who's running the country? The fucking Prime Minister or the Speaker of the House? You know?
Neither. It's the civil servants.
Yeah, exactly.
They see prime ministers come, they see prime ministers go. They don't give a damn. They're still in the job and they've got their own political opinion and their own political directive, and they will direct whoever comes in. If anyone watched Yes Minister all those years ago, and if you looked at the way that the minister was manipulated by the civil servants, that is exactly the mindset of the civil servants in the UK. And the left-wing bias has infiltrated that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you exactly, John. The Muppet Show. And that is what it's like. It's, you know, and they still do my right honourable friend. And then they'll stand there and stab the bastard in the back. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Rishi stabbed Boris, you know?
Yeah, it's,
They've got no loyalty amongst themselves. They're a pack of thieves, you know what I mean? Oh, I know, I'm going to create a fast lane. I'm going to create one for the M4 and one for the COVID.
And the thing is now, with everything that's been exposed, they just don't give a shit. They're blatant with what they do. They're not even trying to cover half of it up. You know, I just don't understand the mentality. I've always said, if you're honest and upfront with people, even when you're wrong, they will support you.
But it's about telling the truth.
Afternoon, Chris. You know, I mean, I've done things wrong on the channel. I've said things wrong. You know, you know what I'm like. I speak straight off the top of my head, and sometimes I'll get it wrong, or I'll get a word wrong, or put a word in the wrong place. Some people will say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have said it like that," and I'll go back and say, "Well, sorry about that. Yeah, I got it wrong." And that person has come back and said, "Well, yeah, that's not a problem, mate. We all make mistakes." But this lot, even when the mistakes have been pointed out, they've been proved legally, they just repeat again.
Well, they don't make mistakes.
Yeah. It's
It must be nice.
No, I mean, I go back years. I don't follow politics that closely now, believe it or not. And I certainly don't understand a lot of it. But back in the day, it was like, right, you got three parties, who are you going to vote for? But you actually voted for the person in charge, if you know, when you sit and think about it, rather than what the party was. You vote because you like that person, or you like their values or whatever. But now you've got to look so much, because what they put in their manifestos and shit, it just doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, look, they're just working out on this way. The Prime Minister of England is not elected.
Yep.
And he's Asian. His Asian wife has an office in Moscow, which is circumnavigating all of what they call it, the sanctions that were put on Putin. So she's actively earning money out of the sanctions that her husband put in.
Undermining our own country.
Yeah.
So surely there is a treason law still on the statute books that if you do anything to harm your country or harm its people, if you do anything detrimental that will physically harm the people of your country, that is treason.
Yeah. And this is why a few months back they tried to push in a new treasons bill. Suella Braverman tried to push it, and she got shouted
bring it down a bit. Yeah, bring it soften.
Yeah.
Only treason if you're white. Only treason if you're white.
Oh, wee one's in there. Good afternoon, sweetheart. Yeah, I mean, they're getting to the point now where they're not even debating stuff, not putting it up for the vote. They're just banging it in. There it is. It's done. And as you
Well, I
said,
mean, you look at the riots in France.
yeah, it's not a democracy.
No. And if you look at France is a republic. And republic, everything is built. You know, you've got to. Everything has got to be put through on the mandate and everything else like that. And Macron just went bang. There you go. Right. Happy days.
Yeah. They're not consulting the people when they do. I mean, you know, same with the 15-minute zones and shit now. They're bringing it through, but using it as and the tests and the investigations they did on it. It's been debunked now. All the evidence they put on the table has been thrown out. It's been debunked. Yet they still want to push ahead with it.
Well, you see, I honestly believe that the lockdowns were a test.
Yes. To
see
see how
if you could manipulate the people.
And that's what these alerts are about, to see how many people will take notice.
Yep. And this is
if
just the
everybody
alerts.
turned them off, they'd drop it like they've done the NHS Act.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm used to it here in the UAE because my phone is tracked everywhere I go. It's one of those things. They've got what they call the Patriot program, which was originally built for Mossad in Israel. And even though Arabs and Israelis don't fight with each other, they bought the Pegasus, and the whole thing is called the Patriot program. But the Pegasus is the actual one that monitors your phone. And I've been out in the middle of the desert. No one around, just camping, sitting there at night, and suddenly police car pulls up. Mr. John, yes, we need you back at the thing, because I was working for the Royal Palaces at the time. Oh, we need you back at the Palaces, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I drove an hour out into the desert. I'm down behind the sand dune. I've got my canopy out. I've got my lights out. I'm doing my barbie, and boom, drove straight to me. Right, come.
Here we go again. I got that's either Lost Souls, Tiff, or my missus sending these floating bloody hearts up the side of the chat.
Oh, she's on again.
They did this to me last time. There was shit going up there. Oh, honestly, mate, I have such a laugh on here at times.
Well, it's good fun, though. It's good fun. Good a crack.
Well, that's what I like. All of us that are in here now, I mean, there's only, 26? Everybody in here knows everybody else. You know, and this is why I do my live streams. Yeah, it gets a bit wild on some of the others, and I have a great time on them, but I like a nice quiet one where we can sit and chat, although Steve's not getting much of a chance.
I'll get there.
You got to be more assertive, Steve.
Yeah, you have to. I'm afraid, Steve. You know, we're orators. We like to talk. You know, so if you're a little bit reserved, my man, you're in trouble. I'll tell you, I'll give you a chance. I'll go to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, man.
I'm in. Right, I want to say all this stuff, and all this stuff. No.
You got something to say, Steve? Get on, say it, mate.
Well, nothing. I don't think that's already been said.
We've said it all.
Yeah, basically, I was trying to say it, but you got there first.
Oh, you know me, I'm always on the ball. Even though I didn't do a video today, I've still got 4 or 5 pages of notes here.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely terrible for it. Anything I see or hear, I'll make a note of, and then when I get time, I'll sit on and I'll research it and see, okay, what's that story about? Okay, no, it didn't happen like they said it did. And then I'll go and look at that story, you know. But most of it, and I'm openly honest about it, most of it is my opinions on what happens. And if I can take the piss, even better, you know. I mean, I have left the politicians alone in person because I used to pick on 1 or 2 of them at a time. And now I just see them, unless they've done something really out of order or something good like Brigham, I'll go to them, you know. But you don't see Witty the Weasel and people like that up there anymore.
Funny
you know,
that.
it's always that front bench that do most of the talking. And then they fuck off and let everybody else take the flak for what they've said.
Oh yeah, it's a great system.
The one I do admire on there, not for what she is, but for the way she puts things and shuts people up, is that Penny Mordaunt.
Oh, yeah, don't know her. I've heard of
Yeah,
her.
she has given the opposition quite some shit on her some days in the afternoon. You know, she's shot many of them down.
That's Cyrilla Braverman.
But it goes the other way. Look at what's her name? The old redhead with the big chops, Raina. I mean, she absolutely blew the Tories out the bloody water at PM's Question Times the other afternoon.
Really?
She took them apart bit by bit.
She's a Labourer then.
Yeah, but
All right.
yeah, okay, fine. Pull the Tories apart, but what are you going to put in the place? What you've just debunked? They've got nothing.
No, what the same stuff basically.
Yeah, you know, it's. I just like watching them rip chunks out of each other. Just,
Oh, no, yeah, but if you vote Conservative, you're going to get immigration. Because believe it or not, there is a problem with immigration in the country. There are farmers who are screaming out for workers on their farms, seasonal workers to come in and do that. But traditionally done by the Polish and the other people who used to come over every summer.
Yeah.
So there is seasonal work there for people to come in and do. And there is a necessity under the Geneva Convention that people from Ukraine, people from Hong Kong, when it happens, because we had a commitment with Hong Kong, people from the Falklands, we brought them over as well when that happened. We have always adhered to the Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
And then the woke comes out and says, oh, they travel in by boat. Well, I live in the UAE, and if I travel in on boat in the UAE, I'd end up in Stalag 7. Oh, I throw my phone and my papers away when I'm coming in, and I'd end up in Stalag 7. We've got a little place here called Al Wahba, and when you go to Al Wahba, you don't come out.
Well, with the farmers over that, I mean, it was proved that there were plenty of English willing to do the work, even at the wages they were paying. But the farmers didn't want them because they know they could earn the extra and what have you, and work longer hours off immigrants.
So that's the Conservatives. If you get the Labour in, you will have mass immigration. I mean, the doors will just open. Tony Blair opened them, and they will just reopen the bloody doors again. So you'll have mass immigration. On top of which, because they're at the end of the day, they're a communist party. They're the communist party of the UK, and they want to actually turn around and make sure that the UK is multi-ethnic, so it's 50-50, everything, and we'll all live happily ever after.
Yeah.
And what's happened now is the minorities have got the narrative.
Yep.
The minorities have got the narrative, and that's because the TV is left wing. Virtually every outlet going is left wing. Now, I don't mind left wing. I don't have a problem with left wing. I don't have a problem with right wing. Some would say that I'm far right. I'm not. I'm centrist.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, Murph. Yes, you're right, Chrissy. Both are pro-immigration. They just want to do it in different ways.
I mean, Labour will just open the bloody doors.
Yeah.
And seriously, they will just open the doors.
Unregulated.
Unregulated immigration. And then we're already seeing the crime rate. I mean, probably the best way to look at it, I mean, if you look at what's happening in Ireland at the moment, Ireland is a much smaller demographic, and the crimes going up there at the moment are just horrendous.
Yeah. Well, I've got relatives over there because my mother was Irish, and I've been hearing about what's been going on, and it's absolutely mental. It really is.
Well, when a man like Murphy, where do you think I come from? I'm an immigrant to the UK. I came to the UK when I was 11.
Well, hers was Melly.
You know, I'm an immigrant. I'm actually an immigrant. I came to the UK when I was 11 years of age.
Yeah,
and I joined the British
because the spaceship that dropped me off fucked off years ago.
I came over at 11 and joined the army at 16. And that's where I got my British passport from, because they said, we can't send you out there. We can't send you out of there. We need to get you a passport. So we'll get me a bloody passport then. So they got me. So that's how I got my passport.
Our old man did an absolute classic one years ago when he passed his test. I mean, I was only a kid, his driving test. Now, what he did every year when we went over on holiday, he applied for an Irish provisional driving license.
Yeah.
The first year he went, he applied for it. And of course, back then, as soon as you had 3 provisional licenses, you didn't have to take a test over there. You automatically got a full license. So on the 4th year over there, he got his full license, brought it back over here and swapped it straight over for an English one.
Yeah,
never
that's
took
what I
a
did.
test in the country in his life. Yeah, it was. People didn't believe me when I said it. I said, yeah, he's never passed a test, but he's got a full English license. Yeah, they've gone their own way, and the problem is over there. You know yourself, unless you're in the cities, it is more rural than anywhere over there.
It is, yeah.
They got these little communities of like half a dozen houses with a big house at the end, and all of a sudden the capacity of the village is doubled, quadrupled with these people there, and they're just running riot, taking over.
Well, you know, Glaxine Beecham, you know, the big pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
They've just given £1 million to the Leicester University, the Race, Diversity and Equalities Division quarter, to go and go into the country and find out if there's racism in the country.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't come from round here, do you?
Yeah. Oh, you're not around here, mate. I couldn't tell what goes on. But
Jesus, you know, I'm a white boy and I walk into a village and they go, "Who the fuck are you?"
I mean, obviously, coming up from Newquay, I keep up with what's been going down there. Now, when I first moved away, me and Heather used to go down regular for weekends. On occasion, we'd go down for a week. And I saw it starting to change. You know, the ale house that had always been there had turned into a tat shop, a T-shirt shop and stuff like that. And I said, it's not me anymore. That's not what I come down here for. And then when I look at it now, what's happening and what they're putting in the hotels, you know, when you got local mothers, you know, forget the Antifa that are there, the people that have travelled there to cause trouble or even genuinely protest. You take them away and you look at the people that live there that are protesting. It's majority of the people that live there that are up in arms, not people coming in. And they're just look
at the mother and baby protest in Liverpool less than a month ago, and the newspapers reported it as far right.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, now, if anyone hasn't looked, Liverpool is a Labour-controlled. it's full on Labour. That's a Labour hotbed. How the hell could they be far right? Every argument now, you're far right. If you don't agree with me, you're far right.
Yeah. The far left are totally wrong. The far right are definitely wrong, according to most people. But they don't believe there is people that sit in the middle.
What's wrong with allowing people to, first and foremost, go out and look after their family, protect their neighbourhood, look after their neighbourhood? If you come to the country, you have to, you know, if a nurse comes to work in the UK, she has to take what's called a TEFL course, the Teaching English for Foreign Languages course. She's got to take the to speak English properly. Yet we'll bring in anyone, I won't mention any names, but we'll bring in anyone to come in. And I mean, I knew this before I've been out of the UK 15 years, but I knew areas of Southall and Hounslow where the elder family members had never spoken English in their life.
Yeah.
Even after living in the country.
Joining the police force.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, guys, I'm just going to go and grab a drink. So if you decide between you want to have a chat.
Go on, Steve.
All right, see you in a minute, Rog. I was saying, Murphy, mentioning Southall and Hounslow. I'm from Greenford. Do you know that area then?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I used to live in Hampton Hill. I used to be an emergency gas engineer, so I
Right.
used to go into people's houses all the time.
Right. Oh, magic.
So I got a real demographic of what these areas were like. Yeah, and I saw housing associations where I'd go in to do boiler services and things like that, and I would probably count one English speaker out of 40 apartments.
Yeah. That's been for years.
Yeah,
Decades.
and that's 15 years ago before I left the UK. I left the UK in 2009.
Oh yeah, it's been going on for much longer than that as well.
Yeah, but my children are there. My son runs his business there. My daughter runs there. My ex-wife is there. You know, everything else. I actually live in the Philippines now, but I work in Dubai. And in the Philippines, I've got my own house. I've got a big house. I've got my own compound. I can carry a gun, no problem. And it's a case that because I carry a gun, no one worries me.
That's the way.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, guys. I've lost the stream on the other one. What the fuck is going on here?
Remember Ghostbusters?
I was looking at some and I just totally pressed the wrong frigging button again. I'll probably have to mute it now in case I get a... Oh, no, it's not even opening now. What the fuck? Yep, that's muted. Down. No, up. I hate tech. Right, come on, off of that. Live chat. And I'm back.
Well, you're on it anyway. We can see you.
Yeah, it looks like the YouTube stream's frozen.
No, you're all right, mate. You're all right. That's frozen, is it?
It might be just my end if anybody's watching the stream. I'll just say good afternoon, Sue. Welcome back. Hope everything went all right. I knew while you were away. And also Mrs. Sparks. I don't know whether you're in the chat and watching. Thank you very much for the subscription. That's still frozen up there. Yeah, you froze, Roger. The rest of the stream was okay. Cheers, Holly. Thank you. It's just frozen my end, that's all.
All right, okay.
Let's try a refresh. See if that bulges it all up. Oh, moved for a little while and then stopped. There we go. And there's me saying I don't have the tech issues that Dan has. Come on, chat.
Too soon.
Here you go.
You'll always have tech issues. We'll always have tech issues. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, but most people know how to get over the problems. My tech support.
Yeah, like I said, I used to be an emergency gas engineer in around southwest London and the West End. And I honestly, I just looked and I went, I don't live here anymore. You know what I mean?
It's all over.
My kids have grown up. My wife and myself, we married when we were 21, and we just said, look, we've been married 26 years. Time to call it a day. So I went off to Kazakhstan to work. So I worked in Kazakhstan in the oil and gas. And since then, I've been an
Stuart there. I know he had some visitors today, or there was something he had to do. Whether he's back by now, I don't know. He might be listening in the background there, but he's usually busy. Sorry,
but I mean, by going overseas, I was able to put all 4 of my children through university without any debt, without any money. I paid for everything, paid their course fees, paid their living standards, everything. Boom, 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 all the way down the road. So I was able to do that by being overseas, an OFW, overseas foreign worker, you know. And I never would have been able to do that if I'd have stayed in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, As an emergency gas engineer, I was earning £2 a week. £2 a week, bang, £2 a week. But I was working 60, 70 hours a week.
That's the same as what I was doing here and having to pay a lot more tax on it.
Yeah.
You know, I was a single bloke, double shifts, twilight shifts. Yeah, fair enough. I spent most of it on race cars, but you know, I worked hard and I enjoyed that money I had. Yeah, I wish I'd have put a bit of it to one side, but no, I wanted to enjoy what I was earning.
I mean, I love the UK. I love the UK, but now to me, it's a holiday destination. It's not a home.
Yeah.
My kids come out here to Dubai to me to see me, or they come over to the Philippines to see me and stay a couple of weeks and do that. Both my elders.
You look how many of the genuine refugees, as I call them, well, not so genuine when you think about how it's working there, but the Ukrainians and that came over. Oh, they come over here so they're safe from a war. What the hell were they doing going back for Christmas then, for the Christmas holiday?
Oh, no, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I don't talk much about the UAE, but there's there's Immigration City, which is a little place in between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. It's called Immigration City. And if you were going to America, you came here first.
Yeah.
So there's still around 7,000 people living in Immigration City here because they weren't allowed into America. They weren't allowed into America until they'd been processed.
Yeah.
Processed. So there's about 7,000 of them still sitting here in Immigration City. And they are complaining now that it's taking too long and it's doing this and doing that. And instantly, everything went quiet.
Yep. Well, it was like all the immigrants when they started going to America, the Italians and the Irish. I mean, they built a bloody island in the harbour before they'd even let them onto the mainland until they knew who they were.
Yep. You know,
I mean,
it's crazy
to me, I mean, it sounds a bit strange, and they do persecute us a bit for it in a way. But I reckon the model should be what Australia does. If your face don't fit, you shouldn't be there. You don't even leave the airport. You're on the plane and gone.
Yep.
You know, okay, they're very harsh on it, and they are draconian over there, and they're getting worse. Looking at the video I put up today on Facebook, but yeah, their immigration like that. Everybody says they're hard on, you know, the bringing of foodstuffs and, you know, into the country. But I said, well, yeah, look at the trouble they've got with non-indigenous plants, non-indigenous animals.
Yeah, but Australia's always been tough to get into.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was never an easy country to walk into anyway. You know what I mean? So what they've done is they've just tightened up what were originally tight rules, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like they did a knee-jerk, oh, right, okay, now we're going to close the doors. Well, they did. They just said, right, no one leaves, no one comes in. You know, 3 years they shut the place down. You know?
But they're now, they're even tightening up and backing up the COVID movement laws. And they're actually checking people now regular, even though it's all done and dusted, going into state. People.
Oh, that's the 2028. When they brought in the emergency powers for the COVID, they actually put them in place until 2028.
Yep.
Now and the police are using these powers. They're using these powers now to stop and search.
Yep. And they're not just sorting people at the airport. They're pulling the cars when they come out the airport along the motorway.
They're waiting. They won't touch you in the airport. They're waiting to pull the cars. Yeah. So that is very right wing, but that's only one state in Australia that's doing that. You know, and that will last about 3 weeks before some big Aussie boy drives up in his ute and runs over the checkpoint. You know,
I just say my missus just said if she missed anything. I rolled a fag for you about 20 minutes ago, sweetheart. It's still sat down here.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm on rations for the fags because I don't know whether I'm going to run out of papers before the end of the stream or not.
Problem.
I've got 8 packets of packy, but only half a packet of papers.
Yeah, right. I used to smoke the Golden Virginia when I was an engineer in London, running around London. I used to have the Golden Virginia. So I'd go in and I'd look at the job, and I'd size up, right, what do I need? And I'd go back to the van and I'd roll myself a little rollie and I'd just sit there and I'd think about the job. And once the rollie was finished or had gone out, because it was always too bloody wet, had gone out, right, out, go and do the job. But I wouldn't smoke in the van, wouldn't smoke at home. It was always, as soon as I saw the job, I'd have to size it up, and then I'd go outside, think about, right, how am I going to do this? What's the process? What tools do I need? What parts do I need? Da 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 da. Cigarette finish, right back in.
Holly's just stuck the link to your channel in the chat for you there. If anybody wants to go over and sub to Murph there, Paris in the Philippines, believe me, it's worth a watch.
I
Bumblebee and Sarah.
I'll take the Michael.
Yeah, much the same as I do.
But I mean, I can get away with a lot more because I'm not based in the UK. So I look at everything from the outside in, and and it's because I'm proud of the UK. I'm proud of that I was in the British Army. I genuinely do care about the UK. And when the Civil War comes, I'll be back. All right? And I was pretty damn good in the army. So when I come back, things will go boom.
You'll be surprised how many people from a background similar to yours that I've heard that from.
I'm on military groups, from the time that I was in them, and I mean the amount of prepping that's going on, and I'm not talking about buying food or water. I'm talking about prepping. There's a small arsenal, I would say. It's crazy,
The thing is, over here, unlike a lot of countries, if you go down that route, you do risk a big risk of prosecution. That's the only issue with that.
The thing that you've got to bear in mind is we don't give a damn.
Yeah. Once it gets to that,
we took the Queen shilling. We took the Queen shilling to protect the country and protect any aggressors within the country.
Yeah.
Now, when you take the Queen shilling, it means that we are not going to start a fight, but we will finish it.
Yep.
As simple as that. We will not start, but we will finish it.
Unless you were one of the unlucky ones to find it in the bottom of a tankard. But that's a bit before even mine or your time.
Yep. The press gang.
Steve, about how they used to get people to join the Navy.
Yeah. Pewter tankards, and they put the shilling in the bottom.
Yeah, they drop the shilling. They drop the shilling. They buy you a beer. They drop the shilling in the beer, and as you got to the end of the beer, you'd see the shilling. Oh shit! Yeah.
You accepted the Queen's shilling. You're in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought the idea was that you swallowed it at the end by mistake, and they said, "Right, you've taken the King's shilling. Now you're in."
No.
Yeah. No. It's just if you take the King's or the Queen's shilling, that's it. You're in. Yeah. You're in for life. For heirs and accessors,
like
you're in for life.
When you touch the lighter that's on the table, it's sold.
Yeah.
That's why when you buy these pewter tankards with the glass in the bottom and the coin between the two bits of glass, that's similar. Taking the Queen's shilling and being press ganged into the Navy, basically. There was the ones that got them pissed and went around, battered them over the head, and they recovered out at sea, and they didn't have much choice that way.
Yeah, that way. That was when it was getting really desperate.
Because the old thing used to be, quite often in the old films, you don't see many old-style films are true to history. But what they used to do was pick the mug up, and you'd see them. You'd think they were, blowing the froth off or whatever. But what they were doing was seeing if anything rattled.
Shaking to see the coin.
If it did, you put it down on the table and you walked away.
Yep.
They don't teach kids this at school now, do they?
No.
It's not allowed. It's imperialistic.
No. Yeah,
it's
imperialistic. That's the sort of history that I knew.
Yeah. Did you sail past the coast of Africa? You racist bastards.
And they seem to forget that most of the first slaves were either white or their own people that they were selling on anyway. So, that debunks most of that argument straight away.
That argument doesn't stand up. It's just a quick money grab. We saw what happened with BLM. I mean, how many houses did they buy?
Yeah. Yes, we won. King Charlie is loving this. I said in the video the other day, did they cancel his visit to France because it was unsafe, or they didn't want to see him the way this country is going to go if they carry on?
No, he went home. He went to Germany.
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Jawohl, mein Herr.
He went back to see his relatives.
He went back to see his family. Remember the good old days?
Start a war, and then most of your generals desert and go to the other side because that's where they come from.
We can't call ourselves Count van Vandenberg anymore, so we have to. What do we call ourselves? Windsor. We like Windsor. Wow, we are now Windsor.
There's a ring to it, don't you think?
That's it. We've already been branded a cult on Dan's channel. Now I'm going to be branded anti-royalist.
I had a real chat with the boys. I had a real chat with the lads over this, actually, because I said, look, technically, we took the Queen shilling. I said, so that means that we fight for the Queen, and anything that goes on for her, we fight for the Queen. They went, yeah. I said, well, I haven't got my King shilling yet, and I don't want it. And they went, no. I went, what do you mean? All the heirs and successors. I went, yeah, technically. I said, but we don't know which heir is actually an heir, do we? I said, because I mean, if you look at Prince Harry, that's a bit dodgy.
Yeah,
that's a bit dodgy on that one. Can I have DNA proof, please, that they are technically related to the Queen? Because I'd like to have that before we progress any further. If
you look at them, they're not exactly the perfect Aryan race that they're supposed to be.
I'm like Bozo,
God, I'm started in the middle of the afternoon. Oh,
Bozo the American. Our present Prime Minister, when he was in charge of the Home Office, held a green card for America.
Yep.
Because as soon as he's kicked out, he's going to head off to America with his wife, because they love actually living in their place down in Aspen and in Florida and in all the places. They've got numerous places in America. Yeah. And he's going to go there, and he'll do something like work for Twitter, Elon Musk, or work for... he'll work for one of the big banks, and he'll
buy another one a couple of weeks ago or something over there.
He's got no loyalty to the UK.
Oh no, none at all. I mean, what they did and how he advised his missus over a tax proves that.
Yeah.
But you look how many of them now have cleaned themselves up. Oh, we'll submit our tax assessment this year.
Yeah, tax assessment. I asked.
Well, I mean, Sunak yesterday, he was opening the Tory manifest, lead up to the election, as it were.
Yeah, no one turned up.
Yeah, it was here I wish I'd have known it was on. I really do, because that's not that
no one knew.
There was a dozen kids stood in front of the camera waving at him, and there was no bugger behind him. Nobody turned up. That's brilliant. Brilliant. How to keep it out of the press. Don't have them there.
No, I think what he knows is that the Conservative Party wiped themselves out.
Oh, no. Good afternoon, Craig. You had to put that name in here. That's an old mate of mine from Cornwall, one of my best mates down there. I'm going to have to explain it now. He's put it in there. I worked at a certain little nightclub on the door. And there was a lovely little barmaid in there. Karen, I think her name was. And I was caught one night in there. She just playing around. She was rubbing my chest. And because I had a bit of a hairy chest, she said, "Oh," she said, "Fluffy bunny." And of course, this got overheard, didn't it? So there was a doorman for a few months called Fluffy Bunny rather than Psycho.
Doesn't help.
Thank you, Craig.
Fluffy Bunny, huh? All right, Fluff.
It's nice to see you in here, buddy.
Yeah.
He has come on the odd video and made the odd comment, but we normally keep in touch through Facebook.
I noticed that the Cornish are a little bit like Steve. You know what I mean? They don't say much, but when they do, you're wrecked.
Yeah, that's if you can understand it, my handsome.
What handsome boy you?
All right, we made those you then. And it gets even worse after a few pints of Skinner's, believe me.
I lived in Polzeth for
I tell you what, I
8
should got
months.
to get some, being as Craig's on here.
What were you saying, Muff?
I used to live in Polzeth for about 8 months,
Right.
and I loved it. Yeah, Polzeth, right down Penzance Way. You know, it's right down. Yeah, but beautiful beach.
I've actually got a pair of them, Craig, and because Steve wouldn't actually give me any, I stole them. Steve, by the way, was the owner of the brewery. Oh, hang on. I'm getting attacked by the leg rest on my chair. There we go. If I move forward, it's like, yeah, pardon me. Christ almighty.
I lived in Cornwall 8 months. I ate Cornish pasties and drank scrumpy every day for 8 months. I was lean and mean fighting machine by the end of it, you know.
Yeah.
Don't understand that, Sir Ali. No, it was it wasn't a microbrewery, it was a proper brewery. And the owner, who also owned the pub where we worked and drink, he was a good mate of ours. And it was sad. I think his missus split up, and he's actually sold the brewery now. But yeah,
What was it? Brew on Site pub. Brew on Site pub, was it?
Well, put it this way, when I think it was my 40th birthday, he did an ale called Knocker, proper ale.
Yeah.
And for my birthday, he did another one that had a slight hint of honey in it. It was a bit safer, and he used to call it Honey Knocker. And what he did, he brewed up a special batch, 2 whole barrels, called Psycho Knocker, which was for my birthday. So what we did, we had 2 barrels tapped and racked behind the bar.
Yeah.
I said, right, 1 barrel is for the lads. You know who my mates are. Free beer for them out of that one. I said, and the other one is £1 a pint, and the money goes into Click, the cancer and children at the time. And it was bloody brilliant night that was.
Well, when I came out of the army,
yeah, I know you have to get your kids in the afternoon, mate. Thanks for dropping by, and
nice
I'll
to meet you, Steve.
over the weekend.
Sorry you didn't get a word in edgeways.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Not to worry. I enjoyed it. I half came on because I was such a quiet mood. I thought I got to liven up, but I just got right up. Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. And yourself. Nice to meet you, mate.
Trouble is, see, these youngsters haven't got the stories to tell.
Well, no, when I first came out of the army, I got a contract with a brewery. I won't mention the brewery, but to take over pubs where people have run away, to just go in and take over pubs and do that.
Yeah, temporary management.
And I'd just go in and I'd do management until they got themselves a new manager to take it over. So I just managed the pub because I grew up in the pub trade. My parents were publicans, so I grew up in the pub trade. And I'd go in, run the pub for a couple of weeks until they got. But one of the first things I'd do was ban everyone. And then at that time, the little microbreweries used to turn around and start creating nines. So there was a little company in London that used to deliver nines to you. And So little 9 kegs, bang, bang, bang. I'd tap them, spiel them, get them ready, put them up on a Wednesday. They'd be ready to pour on a Friday. So I put them on the bar. I put them straight along behind the counter on the bar, on the counter, and then I'd tap them and spin them. I started off with 3, and I rang up the local British Rail boys, and I said, boys, any of you real ale drinkers here? Any of you camera, anything like that? You real ale drinkers? Yeah. I said, I've just tapped and spilled 3 9s. You'll never have tasted them in your life. Come and taste them tomorrow on Friday. Bang, in they came. Next week, 5, 7, 9, 12. I'd have everything, and I'd make sure that they give me a badge for every single one of them, and we put the badge up, and they just come and drink it all dry on a Friday. Then on to the next pub, do the same again. Bang, right, who's the local boys? Who's the camera drinkers? Bang, I'd ring the local camera. Who's the big boys who drink camera? Who's real ale drinkers? I've got these special 9s in. Bang, again. And I'd turn a pub around in 2 weeks.
We used to get a lot of our custom in the ale house because people used to come and try and see what the crazy doorman was doing that night.
Yeah, you know what I mean? To me, it was so easy. It was so easy. You just a pile of 9s on the back of it, tap and spill them, and then let everyone know they've got to be drunk in one day, and they'll be drunk in one day.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. Oh God, Craigie will remember the name of the band. Dave. Who's on Top? The band was called. And I actually got up and done a couple of numbers with them on the microphone. But what we used to do, because the front of the pub was full-length windows in like a bay, and the stage was in front of the window inside, table and chairs during the day, clear it in the evening. And of course the bands would be playing away. There'd be me and my mate Rhino outside with handwritten signs walking up and down the window. Get off your shit. They couldn't see it, but everybody watching the bands could.
Friends like you, who needs enemies?
Yeah, cleared the bloody put. Oh yeah, when I started shouting, Craig, they knew they had to leave. And the best bit is when you got someone that was even bigger than me stood behind me grinning at them, they left. Actually, it's a shame I ain't got the photos down here. Craig, I've still got the picture from my birthday. I don't know whether you remember the guy from the United Bikers that turned up. I've got the picture of me and you and Rhino in the Hawaiian shirts, me with his leather top hat on in the pub.
And the drag queens.
Oh, and yeah, us lot dressed as drag queens.
We don't talk
One
about
in
that,
particular. He actually got changed and into his costume 3 hours early because he felt good in it.
That's when you know. I want you to call me Shirley from now on.
Absolutely hilarious. Yeah, we had some times down there, didn't we, Craig? Absolutely. He's married now, got a family down there. I think the last time I saw him was when we went down for his wedding,
I
actually.
was going to say they haven't seen him since the wedding other than Facebook.
But they're actually turning around Cornwall now. They're going crazy with all speed limits and no parking and no sleeping overnight and no doing this and no doing that and no.
Well, we got the new one over here now. It's like a double camera on an extended pole. It's a mobile with a van, and it actually looks down into the car. So if you've got a phone on your lap or you're doing something under the dashboard, they can see what you're doing. They can look into the back, the front. And what they do is they send the pictures to Australia. They're transmitted to Australia where they've got these cameras already. They process the pictures. Then they send them back saying, yes, prosecute this. So people are being prosecuted on the say of the Australian authorities.
Yeah, we've had these there for years. They can spot if you're wearing a seatbelt. They can spot if you're turning around. And because we don't have tax on the vehicles here. But you've got, as you drive down, say, from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, you've got these big gantries. So they've got the cameras up top.
Yeah.
And then as you go through, they've got a camera at your face. And then they've got another camera pointing up. So they take multiple pictures of you as you drive past.
Yep, that's similar to what these things are. I've got a picture. I was going to put it up in a video today, but I didn't get around to doing the video.
But what's interesting is because the traffic has got so congested here with people slowing down for these gantries, there's a new law coming out on Monday that if you're in lanes 2 and 3, the minimum speed you can go at is 120 kph. And if the cameras are now reset, that if you're going less than 120 kph, you get a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of American states got a similar thing.
Yeah,
There's
now a minimum speed limit on the motorway.
I mean, we have got a minimum speed limit on the motorways here, and I think, if I'm right, it's 30 miles an hour. They brought that in literally to keep mopeds and that off the motorway before they get in the no help rates.
It's only in lanes 2 and 3. It's not in lanes 1.
Yeah, but
the trucks are limited to 60.
Motorway here, you're lucky to go anywhere at more than 50 mile an hour anyway, even when there isn't any problems. But because they started these smart motorway modifications, and literally because of safety issues that have been brought up, they've put it back 5 years to do investigations and whatever. But
and do you think they'll be around in 5 years?
Yeah, but they've left all the fucking cones out and the shut-off lanes in place for the 5 years while they're fucking doing it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's ridiculous. I mean, these traffic cops, not the traffic cop, the traffic agents who used to go along and drive along in their vehicles and shut off a whole lane for 5 miles because there was one RTA on the road.
We call them traffic wombles over here.
Yeah. I mean, literally on here, there could be a multiple pileup. There could be 7 or 8 cars all crash and everything else like that, and you get stopped. A police car will pull in front of you and say, "Stop, stop, 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 stop," and then there's guys that will just literally drag those cars off the road, sweep the road. You're there for 10 minutes, and then boom, the doors open and off you go again.
Yeah. The police drag it out, especially if there's a fatality. But like they said, they've got these drones now that can scan the whole area. They can give you a 3D build-up. You know what computers can do when they're in the right hands. So why do they need to take 4 hours to take measurements? Can't they just scan the scene and clear it?
That, you know, when you say something wrong every now and again. Yeah. When computers are in the right hands.
Yeah, true.
All right. I question you, my man.
Well, I actually made that point in the video in the week as well, because I said literally we've got AI asking us if we're robots. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? Skynet's here, people. If your name isn't digitalized, you're not coming in.
In the hands of,
you know, I mean, if you look at Hancock was in charge of this country during one of the biggest crises in the world, and it was everything was shut down. I mean, crisis. It was generated crisis, okay, and it done. And then the man has been an absolute dick.
Yeah,
he's been an absolute dick. And this was the man who was in charge of telling home care nurses, if you don't get your jab, no job. So all the care workers went, fuck you, bye.
Yeah. Did you see him?
Now there's a crisis in healthcare.
Did you see that bit where he was pretending to cry and look sad about things at the beginning?
Sorry guys, I can't concentrate on here when I'm typing.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh man, I have trouble.
I was just only saying.
Yeah, well, it was welling up at the lectern. Yeah. Oh,
this is smirk in his face.
I know. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, he didn't cry as much as when he got stung by that scorpion.
I don't know if any of you followed Led by Donkeys.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of that. Yeah.
Them, yeah.
Well, they're
Yes.
they did a sting on all of the MPs at the moment, and Hancock. You know how much? Oh, I want £1,500 per hour.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
For what
Yeah.
do you want
10 grand a day.
£1,500 per hour?
I actually copied that off a mate of mine on Facebook and posted it.
Yeah.
The other fellow who said that he was asked what his fee would be, and he said 10 grand a year. And then they said, we were thinking of 10 grand a day. And he went, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
And then matey come in and said, I'll
I think
do
that's
what
what I
you
meant to
want
say,
for the
yeah.
year for 160 grand, wasn't it?
What interested me is that he looked as though, like the others, they were all walked into an office where they were doing it, and he looked like he walked into the same office.
Yeah.
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what
a
what's he
brilliant
doing
way
in-
of
what-
exposing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting to
In the
apply
House
for
of
the
Commons.
job and incriminate themselves, as it were.
Maybe it's in the House of Commons and they all got the same style rooms or something.
Yeah. The hand. That was
The
cousin thing.
The hand of God. The hand of God has just touched
I'll
us.
come over there and give you things.
Good afternoon, Tony. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you in the chat there. Oh dear, oh dear. Of course, that's getting dark out there.
I think it's going to rain again.
Yeah.
It's
So I'm
night time.
that close, I can see the patio from here.
It's night time here. It's what? It's 7 o'clock now.
We got 10 to 4.
Yeah, it's only 3 hour difference because you jump forward.
Paul, give us a thumbs up, Paul. Or is that Daryl?
No, it's Paul.
Good afternoon, Paul. How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad. I just seen you on there a wee second, so I thought I would jump in here and say hello to you. I hope you're all keeping well.
Yeah,
We
nice,
are.
mate. Murph, Paul actually runs a channel. Holly, if you could put it in the chat for us, a link. He actually covers all the corruption and the wrongs doing from the Northern Irish Police.
Oh,
Parasite Services Northern Ireland. Is that
oh.
that there?
Yeah. And
So now's not probably now is not the time to say that my uncle was the Colonel in Chief of Armed Forces Northern Ireland.
Not a thing wrong with that there, Motor. I don't mind the movie. So I just don't like corruption and fuckery what's going on here.
Well,
Well, there's some of you there do know the way I was kidnapped there a few weeks back by police here. Lo and behold, last Friday, I got a letter from Police HQ here in Northern Ireland. And the letter states, now, I put in for my DAT one for all the body cams, including the CCTV and Antrim crime suite, search warrants, you name it, recording of the interview. And guess what? The letter said from HQ last Friday, I was not arrested. So why was I in court the day before?
Yeah. That sums it up, doesn't it? You know?
Well, basically, they just admit it, that they kidnapped me.
look, the Asian Prime Minister of the UK
I like the way you say that.
wants a deal done whether the Northern Irish people object or don't object. His legacy will be he's not no Molam. He's not no Molam. He changes every single law. He changes every single little bit of that law to make sure that he rams home a national island.
How the fuck did that ever get in power is beyond me too.
He's not in power. He was second vote. He was second vote. He wasn't even the first vote. He wasn't even first choice.
But fuck me. If the country wasn't fucking bad enough for Maggie fucking Thatcher. Even though there is a lot of people who just salute Maggie for what she done, she's a hard-nosed out cunt, but I tell you one thing. Foxy
But
was,
Mo
he
Molan was
was a fucking
the one. Mo Molan won the piece. Mo Molan was Labour, and she won the piece. She went to Northern Ireland, hammered it out, got it working.
Mm.
The Northern Irish Peace Treaty. And Boris has tried to run roughshod over it. The Indian is going to run roughshod over it. Everyone's going to run roughshod over it. And Northern Ireland, if you class yourself as Northern Ireland or Ireland, it's going to be Ireland.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's
Stuart,
unreal. We
he's
have to cut up with here.
You've been
Stuart
told
B in
that?
the chat
You've
there.
been
He just
told
said
that?
there's the drug barons running riot over there as well because he's over in Ireland.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
As to me, the best words is what they said in that film there, Train Spotting. Ewan McGregor comes out with, we're all just a bunch of dickheads been run by dickheads.
Yep.
That sounds brilliant, right? Something I just discovered there last night. I got that AstraZeneca. I know you talk a lot there in Danny's about like COVID shit and whatnot.
Yeah.
I got sent a video there last night, so I thought I would test it out. Should I?
I saw the video with the magnet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Try it out. The magnet.
Facebook, wasn't it?
The
Yeah.
magnet stuck to my arm.
Well, I don't know. I'm pure blood,
Yeah. So, mate.
motherfuckers.
And there
Try
will
sticking the
come the
magnet on
day
the
when
other
they
one.
will pay us a lot of money for ours. Can you imagine in 300 years' time doing a DNA
I phoned the
search?
doctor.
I wouldn't know about that now. I
phoned the
wouldn't know
doctor
about
and
that.
told him whatever it is, I want it out, and you're going to help liable for it.
Yeah.
I'll go to A&E.
Yeah, you put it in, get it out. But it's been proved now as well, where they said it was just staying in the muscle. It's not, that they found traces in blood, and it's, and to be honest, they knew what they got. They just didn't know what they were doing with it.
They didn't aspirate.
I laughed at the doctor, but the doctors are nearly as bad as the police. Oh, if you got a problem, go to A&E, and then the police go, oh, if you got a complaint, go to the ombudsman.
Yeah. Yeah, pass the buck.
That's what I was, but I think I burst open the ombudsman here anyway in Northern Ireland because they actually, because of one of my posts I put up in the Facebook group, they actually threatened to take me to court if I didn't remove it. And then throughout the conversation with the ombudsman, after I did remove it, they turned around and said, oh, that was sent in by somebody else. So I jumped all over them. So what you tell me, that was third party. It's a third party complaint. Use a threat to take me to court for a third party. Daft bastards. And they're meant to be educated.
Yeah, I saw something about that on there a while back that you'd posted.
Look, I've got my Facebook prison badge and I'm proud of it. I've got my Facebook. On average, out of every 12 months, I'm banned for about 6 of them. So it's
Holly in the chat, one of my moderators, Lost Souls. She is the absolute queen of Facebook prison. And that's not just on one profile, that's over quite a few.
I'm going to piss off. I'll use that. Hopefully, I get bounced on along with Danny on Sunday night. I was just, as I say, just seen you on there. I was just a wee quick.
Yeah, brilliant. Nice of you to drop in, mate.
Lovely to meet you, my man. Stay safe.
Don't forget, Sunday night on Dan's is Sunday night on Dan's is a members only live.
Forgot about that there. Sorry. Now I'm trying to break down a lot of the videos here because of the 5 years harassment and Darrow and my two sons. I'm starting to get into their videos and breaking them down. Spent a wee bit of time up with the ombudsman there last week, and I told him straight, you don't carry out this investigation properly with my complaint this time, I'm going to protest. I will fill that square outside the front of you full of protesters. It's your call. Yeah. And we start telling the ombudsman this. That for his time is going to happen. That there's not only that, and I'll say it clear, the only reason why the police still is my phone, considering I'm trying to present evidence to them, is because of their child traffic and paedophile ring. What I've got evidence of, and not only that, other people that's been sexually abused by police officers here in Northern Ireland.
Allegedly.
Yeah, sorry, I will say allegedly whenever I want to cover my arse, and I'm not going to say allegedly in this because it came out in the interviewing room. I turned around.
You've got it on video, my man. Always allegedly. Always allegedly. All right. Then you can't be held.
In the interviewing room, whenever at the end of it, they asked me to tell you anything else to say. I gave my wee spiel what I had to say. The constable says, right, interview is over. I goes, no, I'm not finished speaking yet. Their two jaws hit the table again. I goes, right, I've just reported a serious crime to you two while sitting here of a child trafficking paedophile ring. I not want to use turn around and accept what I was saying to you. You didn't ask me a question. I started clapping my hands. And I went, it just shows you, this interview alone shows the corruption level there is among use people called PSNI parasites. PSNI Northern Ireland, which are nothing but parasites.
Look, we've had 5 years of organised paedophile rings in Yorkshire and in all around amongst the Muslims, amongst everything else, targeting young girls. We've got proven cases of police officers watching while a young 12-year-old gives, and the person in the car said, "What are you going to do about it?" And the police officer walked away.
Yeah.
So if you don't think there's complicity in what the government action is, then you're an idiot. Come on, you know it's happening.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at what was exposed in Rotherham,
Halifax, Luton,
Sheffield.
They stood there giving an interview on the steps of the police station, stating that we've got 40 years of evidence. And the simple question was, well, why haven't you fucking used it?
Yeah.
40 years worth of evidence and they hadn't lifted a finger.
Roger, I've known this has been going on at least 25 to 7 years, Mother. I've known it's been going on. I met a young girl, 15 years old, a long time ago, and she was actually born into this paedophile ring to do with judges and top line barristers and top line cops.
Yep. It's literally it's been going on years, but because of the public outcry on it about it now, but it's still being pushed back and back and back, and they're still not doing anything about it.
If you look at the Epstein diaries, Elon Musk says he's got the Epstein diaries.
The flight list, isn't it?
He said he was going to release them. He said he was going to release them, but he won't be releasing them because he's been told. And see the way Tesla went down as soon as he said he released them, the Tesla stocks went crashing.
Yeah.
This is stuff no one talks about.
Especially whenever it comes down to the fucking Masonic.
Of course. And also you understand that WEF at the moment is pushing that paedophile should be a word that's not used because it's an illness.
Minor attracted adults.
Illness, my fucking law. You see what should be brought back? Do you remember the medieval blocks they had in the village centres or the town centres?
I like the witch hunts.
I like that. I know you're
dunk them 3 times. Dunk them 3 times in the fucking pond, and if they survive, they're not a witch.
No, well, I'm maintaining a paedophile should be took into the town centre, put in one of them blocks, and have a donation box for the victim. And 2 things that should be sitting there. One is a hot poker, and the other should be a knife. And never remember the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Doesn't say nothing but fucking torture and a bastard.
Yeah. I'd like to use the old medieval one of the bull.
Oh, yeah.
Metal ball with a lock inside and build the fire underneath. So
no, that was Spanish. That was Spanish. Can we keep it a little bit Celtic, please? A little bit Celtic Anglo-Saxon. That's a little bit too extreme.
Blood eagle in the town square. There we go, Nordic.
The odd steak with a few sticks underneath and set them alight, no problem. You know, but I mean, when you start fabricating metal bulls, I mean, look, for instance, the obesity problem in the UK, it's going to cost a lot more for the fucking metal. So we ain't going the bull method. It's a post and sticks.
I'm missing 2 dogs there that decided to go for a run. Right. It's
All right, Paul.
it's bloody nice to see you there.
And
If I
yourself.
see you
God
this
bless.
Sunday night with Danny, I'll give you a wee shout the following week because I do want to go on. I've done a wee bit
Yep.
of a good spiel on my own Facebook page there and building up a few videos. Broke it all down to the ombudsman and whatnot. As I know for a fact Danny is going to be interested in this here and everybody else in the UK is going to be interested in this one the way they've cracked on with me. And it's just because of who I am. That's why they come at me. Anyway.
All right, and
the
Paul,
whole
you
lot
take
of
care of
you,
yourself,
thanks
mate.
for having me.
Good to meet you, my man. God bless.
Say hi to Nathan and
yeah.
them for us.
What was
Take
that,
care,
Roger?
buddy.
Sorry. Well,
Say
Thank you.
say hi to Nathan and that for us.
Well, dude, they shouldn't be too far away. I've had to be taken away out of the road there because I'm actually waiting the cops grabbing me again doing something similar as what they already done. So I'm in time. It's a pleasure on honor, and thank you very,
Just
very
make sure
much.
you know your civil rights. Just make sure you know your civil rights. All right, I'll send a link. I'll send a link to Roger Whittington today with a very good guy who does civil rights that you don't even know you've got, and some of them are under the Northern Ireland Peace Agreement. Some of them are under the Northern Ireland Peace Agreement. So you need to get study.
Murph, no, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm just telling you that there's civil rights that you have under the Northern Irish Peace Agreement that I don't have as a British citizen. But I'm not a British citizen, but yeah, I don't have one. I wouldn't have. And it was about. It was when
you have to remember we're not citizens. We're not British citizens over here. We're British subjects.
Yes, I know. Yeah, well, no, you're not. Not any longer. Not any longer. Not any longer.
We're roped by Parliament and we're roped by Irish Doyle here.
The Indian is at home cooking a chapati, doing a chicken biryani, and he's going to sprinkle a little bit of shamrock on top.
The only problem using stock way over
I'm
there.
trying to drink some coffee here, man.
Stall here. I sell you lovely, cheap, dirty knickers, very, very cheaply.
Bye, Northern Ireland.
Take care of yourselves. Pleasure on honor.
Take care, Paul.
Yous.
No problem, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, he's a regular on Paps. I follow him on Facebook, and
look.
Come up with some very controversial things that he's found out over there.
I know, yeah, but look, listen. I'm an Irishman. I'm proud Irish. And Sinn Féin are the biggest scum of the earth that I've ever come across in my life. They're left-wing, fucking weak, fucking woke, fucking arsehole bastards that are running. If you look at everyone complaining in Ireland at the moment, they're complaining against Sinn Féin. This is why you've got this new IRA, these young lads, these fucking idealistic fucking idiots who've managed to get hold of the gun and are starting to shoot coppers over there, and it's done. So we need that balance.
They probably don't know nothing of the original Troubles. They probably don't know the history of them.
They haven't a bloody clue. They don't have a clue.
No.
But my point being is that this is the danger of the children of today.
Yep.
Because if they've been brought up in a left-wing household that is sort of turning around and saying, "Oh, women's power, and you can be anything you want to be, darling. You just go and do it and do this," and putting videos out like one male mother and one male father can actually raise a better child than a heterosexual couple. Done. When you send your child to school and they go, right, okay, you're 6 years of age and this is how you give a BJ, huh?
Yeah. Exactly. Huh? Well, you look at there's a mate of mine in America that posts stuff up. He's a subscriber of the channel. Now, he done a lot in the schools and he goes to a lot of the school board meetings and stuff like that. And what they're doing now to shame them is they're taking these books from the library and they're reading passages from it. And if they turn around and say, look, you can't say that in here, it's a public meeting. They say, well, why are you teaching it to our kids then? Why are you letting them read
Look in the Canadian Parliament yesterday. The Conservative leader stood up with a copy of 1984.
Yep.
He
I've
said,
got one
you're
of
going,
more here.
you're going, is this your manual? Is this your manual? Is this what is where you're getting all your ideas from? You're turning it into a totalitarian state. And the Speaker of the House went, you can't use that. You don't put your prop down, is what she said. Put your prop down.
Prop. Oh my God.
Yeah. And he just went, Madam of the House, he went, excuse me, he said, this is what this Prime Minister, this is what this fucker is doing. Trudeau is doing to Canada. He's using this as his Bible. What did he do to the truckers? He froze their bank accounts, plus all his supporters. They froze their bank accounts. We're now going through where we know that there are people who are on this middle centrist ground are getting cancelled.
Yep. I mean, Canada is fighting back. I mean, even his own party are fighting back against him.
Well, I love Denmark. Denmark, they turned around and the government went, okay, we're banning all nitricides.
Yeah.
So the farmers went, okay, no problem. What we'll do is we'll set up our own party. So they set up their own party. The elections were coming up. They had the elections. Now who runs the parliament? The farmers.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Nitricide back. You've got to turn around and revolt the sword. You've got Microsoft boy going up and buying huge trucks in America and then defarming them.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Defarming
5% of the farmland apparently. Over
Yeah,
there.
he owns quite a big portion of it. And that's
Yeah,
how they've been
5%.
able to stop all this living off grid and that over there.
which is one of the reasons why I've always been a proponent of regional government. Now, you've seen it with Wales and you've seen it with Scotland, but I'm talking about Cornwall having its own, because it's got its own specific problems. It's got bad months during the winter and then hot months during the summer. Now, how do we make that work? Well, I can't tell you that if I'm living in London. Only you can tell me that, and only you can do that if you're living down there. So what's the main duress that you need to do? Well, road building is a major issue because the amount of cars that come down. We need better line infrastructure down there, so we need proper train lines going down to make sure that we can get more trains down there. We then need to make sure that we have proper facilities, proper places to go. I mean, Woolacombe Beach, absolutely magnificent. That's in Devon, I know, but I mean, it's magnificent and it's untouched.
Well, Cornwall did have a parliament. I don't know whether Craig's still in the chat. He might be able to confirm it. Whether it's still going or not, I don't know. But they did have their own parliament.
Well, you should have a rule on second homes.
Yeah. Well, they're
if your second
into that now.
If your second home is only used less than 12 times a year, that's once a month. If your second home is only used 12 times a year, compulsory purchase, and it's put out to a local family. You see, that's just Cornwall. If I look at Wales, there's different things. If I look in Scotland, there's different things that I want to look at. If I look in London, there's completely different things I want to look at. You know, and so my point being is that the decisions made for like this HS2 line, it's cost how much?
Oh, I'm told now.
It was nearly £500 million. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For something no one wants.
So I've always been in the. I know the councils are meant to do it. That's not that it hasn't worked properly. You know, for the money coming in, it should be given to regions. It should be given to regions. There should be a regional government in every single sector of the country, and they decide where they're going to spend the money.
But, you know, the councils, I mean, yeah, we're all paying for our future care, or allegedly through national insurance. Well, if I'm paying for my future care for national insurance, why am I paying for somebody else now as well on top of that through the council tax? Because there is a portion of it goes towards it.
The national insurance was brought in as a short-term measure, as was tax. In order to, the tax was brought in order to, for the Waterloo Wars, the Battle of Waterloo, and they needed money, and so they put a tax on, and that's where tax came in. Tax was never used before, so tax has never been a fiscal argument. It's never been a financial argument. It was for the Battle of Waterloo.
Yes,
When
that's how they used to raise the armies back then, wasn't it? They go around, right, you're being taxed because we're at war, and they used to rob it off the commoners.
Yeah. And if you're loyal, you'll support the king or you'll support the queen, whoever it was at the time. You know?
And
So
you
there
wouldn't
was
see
always
them
taxes.
again until the next war started.
But national insurance was brought in when the NHS was absolutely magnificent. It didn't matter what happened. You had total trust in the NHS. It didn't matter, right? And what's happened in 13 years of Tory rule is they've systematically privatised it, turned around and demoralised it. I mean, if you look at the amount of shit that they put out against the nurses when they went on strike. If you look at the headlines every day about these bad nurses going on strike, and yet 3 months earlier we were fucking clapping pots and pans outside our fucking door.
Yeah.
So you can't believe the narrative that you see in the newspapers. That's the narrative that's delivered by the government. That's what the government wants you to think.
Yeah. They were heroes during it. They want too much now. Right now, they're the bad people.
Yeah, now they're the biggest whores from hell. You know what I mean? And and this is what this is the government that you've got. But don't doubt that you won't get the exact same from Labour. You will.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Why do you think Labour are keeping Diane Abbott out of the frame at the moment? Why do you think they're keeping her out of the frame? Have you seen Diane Abbott lately? No.
Yeah, Diane Abacus.
Abacus. No, Abacus. I remember Diane Abbott when I was in the UK, and she was going, "Oh, these Conservatives sending their children to public schools and doing all of this and doing all of that. And they're always doing this and they're taking the piss and they're doing all of that. All of that." And then it turned out she sent her children to private school.
Yep. That's what
See, so the bullshit is always the exact same. All right, it doesn't matter. The only difference that you get with Labour is mass immigration.
Yep. The taxes won't change. And as I've said regularly, if anybody thinks electric and gas is going to go down, forget it. That's why they're conditioning people to pay what they're paying now, even though how much it hurts. And with
I think what they will do. I think what they will do is do something like that. They'll do a spectacular like that, like reduce the gas bills, do a windfall tax
before the election next year.
Yeah.
Do that.
Will your
Dan,
education
good afternoon, buddy.
be any better for your children? No.
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 And it's like their report on the economy. Okay, the retail sector's having a whale of a time. Yeah, not because people are buying any more. They're just paying more for what they normally buy. So, of course, they're going to rake it in because of the inflated prices.
I mean, this is extreme, and I'm not condoning it, and I'm not talking about it, but I'm saying that in a country that is morally corrupt, you would need someone equivalent to the Gestapo going in. What are you teaching? Going into schools. What are you teaching these children? No, this is and get leading theologians, leading people who in the world to teach the curriculum. And so they write the curriculum, and then this is what you will teach and nothing else. You will stick to it and you will do to that. Yeah. And there will be biodiversity. There will be we'll talk about transvestism. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about, but the first thing we do is we do morning prayers. Hamad, sorry, you don't do morning prayers. Well, you do. You get up at 4 o'clock every morning, don't you, to do prayers? So why were you late for school today? Oh, you know.
This is why I love Murph. No, you're right though. You're right. It's, and you know, they literally, we've seen it now, and it has been exposed. They are literally brainwashing the kids in school to accept what they're told.
Yep.
Don't look for yourself. Don't think for yourself. Don't look it back at history, because that's why they want history.
Think like us. Think like us is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Now,
If you can't think what we tell you.
isn't that what Hitler was proposing?
Exactly. And that's what the right schools were all about, wasn't it? And they were even separated into boys and girls.
Yeah. Look, if you just do a little search on Google and see how many secular religious schools, so I mean Catholic, Islam, Hindu, everything else like that, and see how many of those were shut down this year, you might be interested.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I mean, you know, you think back then, it was like, okay, yeah, there's a woman there, pure German, right? Put her into the breeding stock. Let's have more of them. You know, it's.
No, actually, you see, this is the thing. This is the thing that I think has been hijacked.
Yeah.
A woman in your life is amazing. A woman in your life is absolutely spot on. I've lived and worked with women, and they're just magnificent fucking animals. They're magnificent. But third week of every month, they turn into Antichrist.
Not when they get to a certain age.
Antichrist.
Then it's all the way through the month.
Right? Now, that chemical imbalance, okay, as a man, I can accept that because I love women.
Yeah.
As a boss, take the week off, bitch.
Get me to a nunnery.
Oh, gosh. Oh dear, I haven't heard that one.
You know that third week where they hate you, they want to kill you, they want to stab you, that third week of every month, they want to do this. They spend the fourth week apologising for what they said about the third week.
Yeah.
You know, but it happens. So
so if you see any strange comments from Paranormal or Danny Austin in there, Murph, it's literally they're starstruck lovers.
don't worry about it. I'm only playing. It's
an ongoing romance. This has been going on for some time, building up, and it's come to the crescendo this week. Please do not disturb the demon. Yeah, I know she tried to roast you in the hot tub.
I can't see the comments because I'm on stream.
Yeah, same here.
Well, apparently it involved the stirring paddle in the hot tub as well.
Oh,
Danny Stew.
oh, that's interesting.
quite which one was using it on the other, but I can imagine knowing one of them personally.
Wants to make the world go round, you know.
No, they're great guys, them too. It's everybody's happy for them, like, you know.
Listen, aren't we all just after a simple life?
Well,
without anyone judging you, without anyone turning around and going, there. But they don't. They go.
I'll just say,
And you go,
because I know he's in the chat, Dan, I don't know whether there's somebody going right the way back through your videos, but I keep getting thumbs up and alerts for comments I put on some of your videos a year ago. So I think there's probably somebody going back through the back catalogue. Because me and Dan keep in touch quite regular, because I'm a regular on his panel and what have you. And well, to be honest, everybody knows that I'm connected to him. That's where most of my subs came from originally.
Who's that?
Dan, Police Abuse and Powers.
Dan, Police Abuse and Powers.
Oh yeah. I found you from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how I found Dan.
Well, this is the trouble. We got so many in here called Dan or Danny now.
Yeah, no, but I saw the Police Abusing Powers, and I think I just clicked on it. It came up on my suggested.
To his close friends, he's now known as the cult leader.
Cult leader.
Yeah. I'm Deputy Wizard. It is something that goes back.
Don't go there. Don't go there. I don't want a fucking name. My name is
Little stick.
Cult leader Keith.
We are not in Middle Earth, all right?
All hail Keith. All hail Keith.
Gandalf the Gopher.
We are your obedient servants. And don't abuse that privilege either. I'm surprised the Grand Wizard hasn't been in here today, actually. He normally pops in the afternoon if he's about. But
Boys, I did turn the AC off
Beardy.
because it's I don't like the noise, but I'm absolutely sweating. Enough here. So I'm going to have to turn the AC back on. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, mate. You hear some of the strange noises we make on here at times. That ain't going to make a lot of difference.
The cat's got me tongue today. I think I've said about 3
Uppercut.
words all afternoon.
Uppercuts. Sorry, Steve. What was that, mate?
I was saying I think the cat's got me tongue. I've said about 3 words all afternoon. They're both useless as well.
Can you turn
Have you got a mic level? Because you're very, very quiet.
All right,
I know you're quiet naturally, but
Settings. Yeah, I've just put it up now.
I was going to say there should be a sound control on there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a mic.
I
setting
mean,
up. Put it as high as I
everybody's
can.
varies, depending on what they're using at the time.
That's why Steve hasn't had got a word in, because he couldn't hear him.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah,
it's all right. Don't worry.
It's like watching Norman Collier. You can see the lips moving, but you're only getting bit. No, some people when they're using the mic on the earphones and that, it just doesn't pick the sound up properly.
Yeah. Is this any better now?
Yeah, it's a little bit up. I mean, I have to adjust my.
Where's your mic? Where's your mic, Steve?
It's on my phone. I'm staring into my phone. Like
Right. Yeah. I'm talking on the phone as well. So how's my volume?
Yours
fine,
is
mate.
perfect, Murph.
Yeah. I set it up to do it. So it's maybe you're quite a quiet man.
Yeah.
How far away from you are you from your phone though? You see, I'm literally
about
8.
foot.
Well, you're the same as me. I don't know what your volume is down. I don't know why.
All right.
What?
Yeah,
I'll
it's
shout, I'll lean in
quite
and shout.
low.
I'll shout all over you now. I'll make it up.
Maybe it might be a Cornish thing. Maybe it might be a Cornish thing. So
It's one of
talk
them.
quietly. We talk quietly. You're smugglers. You're all fucking smugglers. You know it. So what are you talking about?
One of them just plugs into the bottom of your phone, and you got an
All right.
instant directional of ear mic. They're about £3 on eBay.
Bloody hell. I'll have to invest.
I've
I'll
got
get a
that one.
megaphone.
I've got one with a meter cord on it. I've got a cordless one. I've got 2 condenser mics. If Edda
Get a
can find
megaphone
her
off
other one,
eBay,
I've got a
freebase.
dynamic mic as well.
Yeah, can you see your son's comments?
Where's Lost Souls?
At the bottom,
There's
he's got
Steve.
the phone resting on something.
Yeah, you can't see the comments while you're on there, can you, Steve?
No, I can't. I'm on StreamYard like Murph.
No, Lost Souls has said if you've got your phone resting on something, it might be blocking the mic.
All right. I don't think it is.
Because the mic's usually
Interesting.
right on the
The
bottom.
mic's on the bottom. Yeah, the mic's on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it back against the surface. But I doubt it'll make much difference. But I'll
Oh,
just
it's
shout
just
when I've
very
got
well.
something to say.
It's a lot better now. It's a lot better now that you lead in. It's a good visual.
How's this? Any better?
Much better.
What you want is one of them frames that you used to have the old harmonica on and put your phone there.
Yeah.
Oh, one man band, one man band, one man band. All right, oh.
All I used to do was tie a bit of string to me dick, put it down my leg to me toes, and tap me foot to the Comptown ladies. Sing this song, doo-dah.
Nobody needs the any wiser.
You used to walk down the street humming it, and everybody would say, "What's he got a big smile on his face?"
Steve's going to have to doubt his house move.
Yeah, especially when you got both hands in the air, you know. Ooh.
Can we get this back on track, please? This is meant to be a quiet Friday evening chat. You know, not about the conquest and a bit of street.
It normally descends to this level around midnight on Dan's lives. It's a bitch when you're swimming as well. It's oh my god!
Sorry, you just brought back Tunisia then.
Oh. Oh my dear! Oh, too early for the talk on the doodah. Yeah, sorry, Cal. You know what I'm like.
It's still before the watershed, okay? But thanks for the advice.
Seconds, but it won't make a difference to me audio.
Oh my dear! Oh, I don't know where that one came from. I really don't.
No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. No, that's what. Look, this is what it's about. If everyone wants to say that we're far right, and all we do is we want to sit, and talk, and chat, and have a chat with each other, and relax with each other, and be good with each other. I don't get where this far right is. Do I want things done? Yes. I want to secure my children's future. I want to secure my grandchildren's future.
Sorry, Murph, I'm laughing at the chat, not you, mate. Danny Austin has put, looks like Lost Souls has bought me a new mic. Looks strange though with the red snooker ball and the heavy duty strap. Oh dear. I'm surprised Dan ain't jumped in on. Oh, there he is. Yeah, if you want to jump on, Adrian, jump on the panel, mate. I can still get another 3 up there. Adrian's a lovely old boy, Murphy's a farmer, sheep farmer.
Oh, lovely. Where?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Oh, let's find out about this. And what kind of sheep?
Woolly ones. Apparently, according to some of the chat weeks ago, some very friendly ones as well.
No. That's called the Welsh Leisure Centre.
Oh dear. Yeah, I haven't seen his. Yeah, he's still in there. He's just said hello to Dan. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, it's just as well they're in another live tonight.
Oh, there he is. Trying to put me back on top chat.
It will, if you change anything, it puts you straight back on top chat.
Buffering.
Ah. That's how I missed half the comments last time, because I had the bloody thing on top chat. I'll check. Oh, he's talking to Bumble. So I'm just having a break. If anybody's got anything to say, carry on, guys. I'm just checking up the chat because I do miss a lot.
Well, I'm full of talk as always, so I'll keep things going. I just can't stop. I'm just like a motor mouth today.
Musician, what does he do? What does he do?
Yeah, the missus just said you're a musician. What do you actually play?
Who, me?
Are you
guitar
talking about Steve on here? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he said he was connected to the music in some way.
Yeah,
she said
guitar. Sorry.
guitar.
Guitar, and I play guitar and sing songs, but I do other instruments as well.
Because Heather used to sing in her own band. That's the reason
lovely.
she was
Can,
interested.
can we get a song?
If you like, yeah.
I'd love one.
Yeah, go for it.
It's-
Go for it.
Okay. I'll just get the old guitar out, get the old banjo out.
Get the guitar out there, my man. Get the guitar out. Let's listen to it. You said you sing and you sing. Let's listen to you. Superb. Wow. I love this live stream. This is a proper live stream. Little bit of music.
I did put one up a little while back, only a few seconds, where I was playing the old Bodran.
Yeah.
Just to show that I did
It's
play.
called the Baron. Baron, not Bodran. Baron.
Mine was made by Malarkey's in Dublin. It's a handmade one.
Yeah, Baron. Baron is the term.
Or
Yeah.
Bohran, as some of them call it. Over
Baron. Yeah, Baron.
Boran.
Oh, yeah. John.
God, that looks like a ukulele from here.
Let the man sing. Let the man sing.
Come on, then, Steve.
Everybody's talking at me. I can't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind. People stop and stare. I can't see their faces. Only shadows of their eyes. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes.
Oh, that one.
Banging up in the northeast wind, and I'm singing on summer day. Skipping over the ocean like a star.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, the boy.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
Oh, yes, the mic didn't do that justice.
Wait a minute. Keep that local, because you're coming back for more. Encore later. Okay?
I'll hold you to that. Nice one, thank you.
Paranormal just said we
Well-
should name the stream the Friday karaoke.
And you actually turned around and with crap audio, we heard what you're saying.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
you're getting a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
clapping
To say all day.
hands and stuff in the chat there, mate. Yeah,
Oh, thanks very much, Chet.
yeah, brilliant, Steve. Brilliant, mate.
Thank you.
First
Anyway,
time
back
I
to the
ever
Asian
got
Prime Minister. The Asian Prime Minister. What are we going to do about the non-elected Asian Prime Minister? You see, interval, back into the hard-hitting subjects.
That's it, man. No time for sleeping.
The green card Asian Prime Minister.
Oh,
There's a channel called
my
First
arse is
Post,
getting
and it's
numb.
I think it's an Asian channel, and there's a lady who presents it, and she was talking about the three most important people in the UK being, our friends, and she seemed almost kind of beaming about it, very proud. It's like
Yeah.
UK now.
oh yeah,
She
they,
says
will,
the
they
next
will,
most
mate. They
important
will.
person next to those three is Prince Charles.
Yep.
Yep.
And then it's funny how he's been getting involved in a lot more than old Queenie did.
And he's a bit of a weffer, isn't he?
Should have given up years ago.
Yeah,
anyway.
but I'll tell you what, though, he's absolutely kept quiet on the green agenda, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why.
He used to say some sensible things like about tower blocks.
Yeah.
Gave the impression that he might be on the right track, but since he's
Yeah,
such
but
good
he
friends
can't.
with
No,
Sir James,
no. Because since he became king, he's not allowed to have a political opinion.
No.
So he's not allowed to talk.
I think
Before that,
the Royal Charter says something like the government have his
This is-
authority.
this is Cromwell. Yeah, right back to Cromwell.
Yeah.
Right back to Cromwell. This is Cromwell, where the kings had all power and they were taking too much money off people. And when Cromwell came in and said, "Fuck you, we're creating our own," you know.
Yeah.
So
I knew there was something written about it.
1600. So there's a rule on the king, like no Catholic can be a prime minister, which is why Tony Blair became a Catholic the day he resigned as prime minister.
bloody hell.
Right? No king can marry. No king or queen can marry a Catholic.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
Rules. The Magna Carta is
Your mic's gone.
follow.
There you go.
No, it hasn't. I just got a call coming in. The Magna Carta was written, and it was written because France and Spain were Catholic. It was written that no Catholic will ever be king or queen of the United Kingdom. Now, Henry VIII was Catholic.
Yep.
But he married too many girls and he got a few annulments. And when the Pope finally said, "Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker," he turned around and said, "I'll create my own religion."
Yeah.
So he created the House of England, as we call it.
There's a great comedian who does a bit on Henry VIII, and it's called The Act of Supremacy, isn't it?
That's it, the Act of Supremacy. Yes. Yeah.
Separating the Church of England from the Church of Rome. Basically, he couldn't get a
Yeah.
divorce. He said, "I'm off, and I'm taking my country with me."
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much.
See, that's the kids again. The kids wouldn't know about any of this. We were taught stuff like going back from back then in school. That was what history lessons were about. And now it's. I mean, I don't know one kid that knows exactly what went on and what started the Great War and World War II.
I do.
Yeah.
My two kids. I took them to the beaches of Norway. I turned around and I showed them what the sacrifice was made for them to have their education, and I showed them. I took them to the war graves. I also took them to the German war graves. There were people lost on both sides.
Yeah, this is.
I took them to Berlin. I showed them the Berlin Wall. I showed them where it was. I showed them what it was done. I gave them a sense of history, of what modern history was about. I also then took them to Ireland and I showed them what the history of Ireland was, and I showed them where the history of that. So I've got two well-educated kids, so I know. Boom. But does everyone else do that? No.
I mean, changing the subject a bit there, I actually had a ticket for the Pink Floyd gig on the wall, but I got elected to stay behind and look after the pub while every other bastard went. But I did get a free ticket for the Pink Floyd gig at Wembley out of it.
Fair enough.
Because everybody
I
said, "How
lived
did you enjoy it?" I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He said, "Well, you spent the whole evening standing with your back to the bloody band, staring at the lasers on the mixing table, going, and these lights pretty."
Yes.
4 hours of it. Right, I only got to get another can of drink. The missus will keep an eye on the chat for a sec.
So, Steve, do you play the band?
What?
No, I've sort of played in bands over the years, not really done much with them, but I decided to go solo a while back. But I haven't really done much with that. Played a few gigs, but learned how to do it. First of all was the hard thing, but I've had problems kind of sort of holding down jobs and things like that, so I've kind of stumbled through life a bit. So, but I've always kept that up so that I may be able to do it if I need it,
And sorry to be rude and to be abrupt and to do something, but I have to ask this every time: is it because of a mental health problem, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, the best I can figure it out is that I'm slightly autistic, and I don't connect very well with people, hence the quietness, I suppose. But doesn't mean I'm not incapable of get along with people once I sort of like get into a company sort of thing.
Yeah,
But,
my
I'd say mental
question.
health and enough.
Yeah, but look, it's related to mental health. It's related to mental health.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, you can
I
do that.
work all. I get up on 6 o'clock on a Monday morning. I get out and I work 20 hours a day, every day a week, and I finish off at 12 o'clock on a Friday. I've talked to so many people who I don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to them. I don't know. For fuck's sake, what are you going to Habibi? Habibi. Okay, yeah, let's drink coffee. Right. I want this. I want that. I want that. I want that. And I've got my apprentice, and he turns around and he goes, "You talk for 30 minutes." And he says, "You never do anything." I said, "What do I do what did I tell you before I went in?" I said, "I set my goals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I set my goals." Now, I want you to review that 30-minute conversation. Did I set my goals? Did I get exactly what I wanted from that client? And he went, "Yeah, you did." So it's how you set your goals. You've got to set a goal and then just go and talk. So if its goal is, not everyone's going to like you, not everyone's going to love you, right? But 80% of people will love your company. Remember that. It's not 80% of people won't like your company. I mean, who could love Roger? We do.
She's
We're the
lying.
80%.
He didn't hear that. Yeah, we know, wouldn't it?
She just
Yeah.
said she was desperate.
So just don't ever think about what other people think. You just do your thing.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do that. Thanks for that.
All right. Tomorrow I teach all day long. I teach all day long, and I teach kids in Afghanistan, girls in Afghanistan. I teach girls in Iran. I teach girls all over the place in English and how to get their TFSL, how to get their English exams so they can get the fuck out of that country. That's what I do tomorrow.
Right.
Some of them join in, some of them go, nah, and leave. I don't care. If I get one who's got the language skills, got the educational skills, got everything else like that, bang, superb.
Yeah.
You see, I'm such a right-wing, hard-faced bastard, aren't I? Huh? What to do?
Yeah.
What to do? Huh?
Yeah, we're all Nazi. Yeah.
I just look.
Everyone counts, Murph.
Exactly, woman. Exactly. Which week is it? You're obviously in week 4 because you're very nice.
I'm over 60, love.
Oh, only 60. Even worse. Then they get cantankerous.
There's only about 4 or 5 weeks between us in age.
Yeah, I know. But look,
Big difference in mentality.
you give me a go. In age, I've got to talk about this man-woman thing. In age, when a man gets older, he has learned the lessons of life, has turned round and just acknowledged all of the hurt, all of the harm, all of the mistakes he's made, everything he's done in his life, and he's accepted those. He's taken them in, and he owns them, and then he produces the wisdom from those lessons. A woman, 60 years of craziness, turns around and goes, I'm leaving you.
There's the difference, eh?
Now I'm throwing him out.
Got a message to everybody in the chat. Graham Nutt apologises for his absence today. His router's blown up again or something.
That guy has
He
no
doesn't
luck.
have any luck at all. I think that's probably another one.
What are you drinking?
It's Theakston's Old Peculiar.
Oh, that's a lovely point. That's a lovely point.
That's
How
what
much
I
is it?
said on Sunday, wasn't it? If you
I'll
put
bring you Red Bull. That's
hold
cheap
in
shit.
front of that one,
Red Bull.
All right.
very
That's the job,
old
eh?
peculiar.
Oh, I never heard that.
It's Filipino beer. It's the closest I can get to real ale in a lager.
Yeah.
In a lager, because if you cool it down, it's like Red Horse. But if you leave it warm, it's like a proper beer.
Yeah, it's got a bit of taste to it.
Oh, there is a taste to it, but there's a kick to it as well because it's 8%.
Ooh, Jesus.
That's probably because it hasn't finished fermenting.
The only thing that's fermenting is in here.
Mine's got a big creamy head on it. If I had any.
Again, we're back to. Can we keep it? Keep
No,
it
no,
clean,
I was stroking my head.
keep it clean, keep it mean.
That's why I keep both hands above the table.
And I stay over here.
Wise woman.
Well, honestly, but some nights on the nighttime live with Dan, because obviously you can't see her usually in the back there, but everybody knows she's there.
Yeah.
Because of the dark background, I won't see her creeping up behind me. So she'll come over to say something to somebody. And the first thing I know about it is this bloody hand on my shoulder. I'm like, what the?
The thing is, though, I do this.
Oh, yep, here she comes.
See,
Go
I
on,
do.
go.
Now you can see me approaching in the background.
No, I can't, not when it's dark.
Not when it's dark.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask an honest question?
Yes, sir.
When you get to that age and you have glasses, do you ever forget whose glasses is whose?
No,
Do you
I
ever
can't
swap
see
glasses?
I can't see through his, and he can't see through mine.
Oh, right. Okay, then. Okay, Brummy girl. I love a good Brummy girl.
Oh. Born and bred Brummy. I'm proud of it.
Brummy. In the house, Brummy.
But not black
Fly.
country. Not black country. What gets me when I go out is people go, "Where you from?"
How the hell did you do me? How the hell did you? He's turning around, he's saying he's from Cornwall. You're turning around and you're Brummy. But would you go on holiday or something and stay?
No, I moved up to Birmingham from Bristol. I was seeing somebody else at the time. That didn't work out, so I decided to stay here and took a little flat of my own. Worked for a while, and I used to go down to the local pub for the music, and just as.
Where's that? Edgbaston or?
Hey, no, we're in Sutton Coldfield.
Oh, right, okay.
And I got to know a few people down there over the months. And then one night, one of them, a mutual friend, introduced us.
And I couldn't get rid of him.
And we just stuck together ever since.
He offered to
Well,
walk
look at
me
that.
home.
Look at that.
He offered to walk me home, gently years, and I thought, no, this is my chance now. I'll get rid of him. And I said, you're all right, mate. I've given up.
What it was, Murph, I noticed she had a limp because I didn't know at the time she had an artificial hip. So I said, look, you're limping. I'll walk you home. And she said, it's all right. I got my car. So I just looked her straight in the face and said, are you all right for a lift home then?
That's the only question you should ask.
Yeah.
So with the promise.
No, you've got me going. No, you've got me going now. You've got me going now. Artificial hip, first date. That was
Yes.
impressive.
No, I've had it for 30 years. I know how to look after it. I know
No,
what I can and can't
the
do.
first date might have been interesting with an artificial hip already when you first met. I mean, I've been with a few girls that can flip the leg round the neck and all of that. But I mean, this might be.
Don't even go. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Because the hip replacement
She's like an
acts
Action
more
Man
like
doll.
a shoulder, because there's no muscles actually attached to the top of the femur. It acts more like a shoulder, so I can physically pick my foot up and bring it up in front of my face. It is so weird. Even the consultant went, "How did you learn you could do that?"
This was what I was asking.
And I was actually trying to work out, because if you bend too far forward with a hip replacement, you can dislocate. So I'd got my knee out to one side, trying to work out how I was going to get to my toenails to cut them. And they just kept getting closer and closer. And I'm like, yeah, this is good.
Just bite them off.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Exactly.
I could play the ultimate
Back
prank
to you,
on it one
Roger.
night.
Back to you, Roger. What was it like on the first date?
It was interesting. If I can feel the heads of the screws through the skin, I'm just wondering whether I can undo the screws one by one.
Oh my God.
Those screws there now. Those are in the drawer upstairs.
I was going to use the old stainless steel ball and braces and stuff they put in there. I was going to forge it into a knife.
Well, now they make them out of titanium.
Yeah.
Make the hip joint and into the femur bone. They make them out of titanium. And I'm sort of like, I love titanium. I was sort of like, what can I do if I could melt those down? So I did put it to the boys the other week. I said, these are the army boys, by the way. We've got a sick humour. I said, what if we actually message all the hospitals and said that we'd recycle all the titanium?
We
Because
used
once
to
you
go
actually have a hip implant, especially knee implants, especially with the knee implants, you've got to have them done every 5 years.
No,
where
not
I come from,
necessarily.
where I was born, on one of the trading estates there, they used to cut out the big alloy discs for the MRI scanners and that.
Yep.
That they bind up. Well, the centre that they cut out is about 2.5 foot across. Now, these things were that thick. We used to go down there at night and they used to be laid on a pallet outside. So we used to pick these things up and go and weigh them in. It used to take 2 of us to lift one. And believe me, a Mark II Cortina will only take 2. But I have got out in the sheds, I've got, it's a compressor blade from a jet engine, titanium compressor blade from the Mark 7 Harrier that got stone hit. And it's got a big chunk in it, and I've got that sat out in the shed. It's got the label on it with the weight of it, what grade titanium it is, and everything.
We can make love toys for the over 60.
I had visions of turning it into
Smelt those down. We could earn a fortune.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't just say if she gets too annoying, weigh her in.
Smelt those down. Okay, you've had before. Now you've got titanium.
The scrap man turns up. Apparently, you've got some big titanium lumps for us to take away. Yeah, there she is.
There's more titanium in the drawer upstairs than what they've taken out and what's left in.
Yeah, but no one has ever come up with the concept of love toys.
I've seen some stainless steel tipped ones.
I think the cost would be detrimental.
But stainless steel.
No,
doesn't
but
work very well with
joint
the bearings. I mean, you try and use one of them rampant rabbit bloody things. You get your teeth knocked out and your chin tickled all at the same time.
That's why I never put mirrors on the ceiling anymore. Yeah.
Oh,
I've got more women sue me for breaking the mirrors on the ceiling, and I'll go, you were on the bed.
It's when they reach up for something to hang on and grab this oscillating fan, isn't it?
This is a very sexist conversation. We love women.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yes, we won. It's got down again.
But
We've
week
got
three. Week 3. No. No, week 3. No. When you turn into angry fucker, that Cyclops, no. Fucker, no. But other than that, out of 3 weeks, love you.
Long time. God almighty.
Okay, so now we're going to get disbarred for being a sexist, misogynist, and...
Well, we haven't really been racist, so...
Oh, what about the racist Prime Minister who's doing chapati and...
I've never heard a racist remark whatsoever.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Do you know what? No. I don't have to say allegedly. I don't have to say allegedly on this.
No.
Because do you think he'll be fucking cooking?
Yeah, it's a fair point.
He doesn't even know what McDonald's sell.
McDonald's.
Yeah, wait for the halal menu. They've
Oh.
just introduced the chicken Big Mac. And the reason why they introduced the chicken Big Mac, it's been here now for about 10 years. And they introduced the chicken Big Mac for the halal. Wait for the halal sign above every McDonald's. Halal, we're halal. Burger King has gone halal.
McDonald's, since they refused to take me money for a burger, said I got to go over there and put a card in the machine on the wall when the shop was empty. Fuck you, I'm off.
Oh, they do that to me. I just walk up to them and say, I'm not using your fucking machine. Serve me now.
Yeah.
You know?
I just walked out saying, well, I fancied a sausage roll from Greg's anyway, but you were nearer, but I'll go the extra mile to go to Greg's.
Well, Greg's has gone halal. I won't eat in any restaurant that says it's halal.
Well, I very rarely get up the town now. It's a struggle to get up there with my legs, and
I'm not
that's why I
surprised.
get up now and again, because if I don't move my legs for quite a time,
I am not surprised, my man. With a filly like that, with a dislocated hip, I can understand why you can't walk.
On date night, mate, it's very reminiscent of Ministry of Funny Walks on Monty Python's.
I'm really going to lower the tone now.
Go on.
If you take the sandpaper gloves off, it would be a lot easier.
If you put the plastic gloves on,
During lockdown, he loves me even more now. During lockdown, I had a lot of problems with my back teeth. And when I went to the
Don't
dentist,
start on that.
when I went to the dentist, I've had to have them all removed. So I've lost all my upper back teeth. He loves me even
What?
more now.
She's like a sports model.
what a girl, huh? What a girl.
You know, when you're
Keeps
sweeping
improving.
that last bit of toothpaste
Keeps
out of the
improving.
tube.
She's a keeper, Rog.
I'd rather you
Jesus, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Stop it.
I'd rather people make fun of me because I'm old and we still get up to it than some of the rubbish he comes with out on Dan's where he's talking about previous women in his life. You know, he's here for a reason, and it's not just because I cook.
Good girl. Good girl.
That is only when she can wake me up.
Yeah, definite keeper there, Roger.
Won't die of a heart attack.
Danny Austin said he sat there eating pork scratchings.
Oh, MG. Yeah. Oh, okay, you've just lowered the tone.
Oh, God, this is making me busy.
Pork scratching.
Oh. At the moment, I'm a bit like there's a guy on one of the other channels that we used to go on. When he laughs hard, he stops breathing. And he passed out on the live stream through laughing.
I'm sure it was
And I've noticed the last few weeks when I laugh, I breathe perfectly, but I just go a bit fuzzy at times. Oh dear. See, that wasn't me that lowered the tone then. That was you.
Well, it's about time I joined in.
I just asked a question. I wasn't getting involved. I love him.
Murph's innocent.
I never did any of that 3 weeks. Rubbish anyway, no. There is a way to avoid it.
Box 62 just come on says, sounds good, mate. Steve, that was when you were playing the guitar, I think.
Oh, nice
Yeah.
one. Excellent.
He
Who was
might
it?
have
No,
gone.
it was lovely. It was great stuff, Steve. It was great stuff.
Yeah, it made a change as well. It's something different, you know.
Yeah, musical
But I
instrument.
am very soon, guys. I will wrap it up. That's 5 o'clock now, and we've got to think about some tea and
I'm not feeding you.
what. Can you? I'll feed me bloody self. Then I can make toast. I'll keep going for a little bit. No, it's been brilliant again today, guys. I mean, at one point there we had 30 odd watching, which is getting on to about the most I've ever had on here. I think we've still got 20 now. It's, and,
Right.
you know,
Well,
as I
then we
said,
have an encore from Steve. We have an encore from Steve to finish off with.
If it's all right. with
Yeah,
you.
go on then, Steve.
What's he gonna do?
What are you going to
I
play
have
us?
no idea. Have you got any requests? Any types of music you like?
No. Just play the fucking music. Play the fucking music. Play the music, Steve. Play the music.
Ace of Spades, Motorhead. Oh dear. Bear in mind, I don't know a lot of these contemporary songs.
Ace of Spades.
Can you do the guitar banjo duel?
Don't fuck him up. Don't fuck him up. Come on. Here.
Yeah. Squeal like a pig, boy.
Sing it to the ladies. Sing it to the ladies. Sing it to the ladies. Just do one song. You're going to have to get the ladies going swooning for you. Okay?
All right then. I am the lineman for the county, and I ride down the main road, searching in the sun for another. Oh, you don't know. I hear you singing in the wild. I can hear you wild. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect, my man. What an encore. What an encore. Well done, you.
Thank you very much.
Bit of Glenn
Thank you.
Campbell.
Now all we have to do is sort out your microphone, your sound system, everything else like that. So we need to plug in your guitar. We need to turn around and give it next time. Bang. Give it some welly.
On the next
do.
live, I will have Jason Bonham /
Robert Plant.
and Ozzy Osbourne flashing around somewhere on the floor in the background.
Rats.
Yeah, you got
And
me.
the very best sexual expert for the over 60s. Titanium or us?
Yeah. We're running a sex clinic problem on the next live.
Here we
Please
are.
don't
What is your issue?
accept what we recommend.
What is your issue? We will tell you.
We put the tit into titanium.
Yeah, any titanium can be close.
Hey, excuse me. If I walked into a pub and I said, right, I'm 60 years of age and my woman still uses I'll be nice. No, I won't. 9-inch titanium dildo.
What's the best?
Do you think you'll be sitting on your own in that bar for very long?
I'm just wondering whether when I put this up on YouTube, if I get a copyright strike.
No, we're talking about there's sexual health advice. There's sexual health advice. You know, there's everything I said. I'm giving sexual health advice to the over 60s.
Yeah. Keep doing it. That's the only advice I can give. And when you can't do it, keep trying.
I'm 56.
Right, guys, I'm going to, on that note, literally, no pun intended there from Steve.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure as always. Steve, lovely to meet you, my man. Well done.
Nice to meet you again, Murph.
Absolute pleasure to have you guys. The others that came up on the panel, I did see one of the Robs pop up in there for a bit, but before I could even click the button, it disappeared. But all the regulars there, we won. Nice to see you in here. Sarah, nice to see you back. Summertime Sue, glad everything went all right. We'll talk soon. And the rest of you guys, I'll probably catch up with you on Sunday, as I know most of you are members over there. So, but thank you very much for the mods. I know you don't have to do any work in here, but you're there if I need you. Thank you very much. And if I've missed anybody in the chat, I do apologise because I talk too much. Oh, and Matt. Sorry, Matt, I didn't see you there, mate.
Yeah,
But,
nice
yeah,
one, everyone.
guys in the
Nice
panel.
one, guys.
Appreciate you appearing, dropping in. Steve, Murph, always a pleasure.
You're welcome, sir.
Work out your set list for next week.
Yeah. She
What?
said she was going to draw you up a playlist for next week.
The play. Oh, there you go, Steve. You've got a playlist now. You see. You're already
I've got a
playlist.
booking. Bloody hell. It's all happened so
Yeah.
quickly.
You're infamous to 20 people. Look at
You
you.
never know, that might go
Look
viral.
at you.
Well, 100 views to me is viral. So
Sort out the microphone issue. Sort out the microphone issue. Invest in buying a proper microphone. Rhodes
Yep.
that can plug into the phone. I'll send you links. I'll send you links to how to do it,
Nice.
and it's very easy. Other than that, happy people.
Yeah,
God bless.
Nice one, guys.
Take care and
Take
goodbye.
care, guys.
Look after yourself,
Phil,
everyone.
Shay, I didn't see your name in the chat earlier, mate. Otherwise, I'd have said hello. Sorry about that, buddy. But right, okay, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good weekend, and I'll see a lot of you reprobates on Sunday. Cheers, guys.
Bye all.